join for the last hour, the PBS News Hour. And I hope you enjoyed that and that there was lots of good news happening in around our country tonight. So,
there's always lots of news,
yeah,
good or not.
good or not, but PBS News Hour is very important. And that's one of the things that we bring to the Upper Cumberland. Tonight, we're celebrating 45 years of service to the Upper Cumberland. Believe it or not, WCTE has been around for that long. It's hard to imagine that we're that old.
So you went out and found the oldest former employee that you could. That's me.
Yes. So if you were with us before the news hour, you saw that we had a lot of throwback videos. We also had a lot of guests that came in. And you also know that we are fundraising today for the Education Endowment. It's a sustainable gift that will help WCTE continue to serve the community for years to come. And now with me, of course, is probably a little throwback for WCTE, but
nothing little here.
Steve Boots, welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Steve, I mean, you really do you go a little bit back with the station.
1984 is when I was hired, but that was when I was hired as full time. I was actually in the late 70s. I was an intern.
Okay. So we had Cindy Putnam on earlier.
Oh, cool.
And of course, everybody knows Becky being the intern. So you and Becky and Cindy kind of all rallied together.
We were in there together. Becky was the first intern, and then I came along after that. And those were good times. It was the interns back then were all volunteers.
Well, they still are today. And we love our interns. So
absolutely
provide them a great experience. We are the only public television station, the only TV station in the 75-mile radius. So, I mean, it's a great experience for them. And you know what? We do work here.
Oh, yeah.
So they're not just pushing paper. They're in there pulling cables and cameras.
I'm very impressed with the progress the station made after I left, of course. I mean, the way that it has grown and has become so ingrained in the Upper Cumberland and so well respected across the country, too. And it's all, it's people that watch that help make this thing possible.
That's right. And not just watch, but also give.
Yeah, that's part of watching, is it not? If you're going to eat, you got to pay for the meal, So they don't ask you to pay a whole lot, but you can make a big difference with your support to the station.
That's right. And actually tonight, thanks to some sponsors, Rogers Group being one of them, your donations will be matched. So they're going to be doubling your gift to WCTE tonight.
That's fantastic. And I do like the fund that it's going to. We talked about that back in the day, years ago, when we had no money. We talked about, an endowment fund would be so wonderful to have. And it just, we couldn't scrape together enough to get one started. But that was always my dream. And then several years ago, voila, they started an endowment fund. Yeah, 5 years ago. How about that?
Yep, I know. So the first 2 hours of the show before news hour, we did talk a lot about storytelling in the Upper Cumberland and some of the services that we provide. And the storytelling is one of them. And you when you served, you did a couple of stories. Wilder was one of them. And you, real quickly before we go to a break, if you'll just give our viewers a little snapshot of what that looked like.
Wilder Davidson's story was it was based on oral history. So the people telling the story were telling the way that they remembered the history of the Wilder Davidson area. And it was really, really rich in history. There were people that we talked to on both sides of the issue. It was a union thing. It was a company thing. And there was a lot of poverty in that area, and there was the biggest thing in town was the coal company, and people died, and then people made wonderful lives, and it's just a fascinating story, the Wilder Davidson story, and it took a few years to put all the tapes together to come up with a 4-part documentary.
And we still air that today.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Those were good times back then. So it was simpler, and hauling the equipment around was a little bit interesting
Well, we're going to hear more from Steve and just his experiences working at WCT. We're also going to see a quick clip, a 2-minute clip, just the history of WCT. So that'll be fun. But right now we're going to take a quick break, and now's your time that you can make a pledge to WCTE and have that pledge money doubled.
On behalf of Rogers Group, we want to congratulate WCTE on its remarkable journey of 45 years of service. Rogers Group recognizes the immense contributions made by WCTE in enriching the community through its diverse programming and commitment to education. We are asking you to make a gift that will help play an important role in securing a prosperous future for the organization, and Rogers Group will match your gifts, further amplifying the mutual impact of our support for WCTE.
Thank you, Rogers Group, for contributing to WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. Rogers Group will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS.
Today's the day. It's WCTE's birthday and annual Day of Support. Thanks to your generosity, we are celebrating educational programming and initiatives. Please join us by donating to the WCTE PBS Education Endowment and supporting educational outreach in the Upper Cumberland.
What you're doing is incredible. I'm so proud of you.
With 1 foot off the edge, I'll take a step. The moment's come, now is the chance.
I believe this is going to be your journey.
We are co-authors with the world around us.
Starting now.
Looking for me?
We've been here, and without us, there is no United States.
It's only just begun. Something new is
It's all about storytelling. That's beautiful.
It's starting now.
I hope you enjoyed that break. We did want to have you look at a couple of spots that would help you maybe make a decision on making a gift to WCTE. I have a guest with me now, Michael Holt with Rogers
Hey,
Group.
Avery.
Welcome.
How are you?
And it's important that he's here because Rogers Group has donated some money to the endowment and hopes that you at home will make a matching gift or make a gift that he can then match. And we want to get our numbers up in this last little bit of the show. So take a minute. There's a number on your screen. You can go to that. You can call. You can use the QR code with your phones. Just hold it up there. It'll take you straight to the donate page. It's very easy, and every dollar matters. If you donate $40, Rogers Group is going to match it. So technically that's 80, and that's
Right.
fantastic. So Michael, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Is this your first time?
This is my first time on television.
television.
Absolutely.
And you're not nervous at all, are you?
A little bit.
No.
No, I'm not. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So, Rogers Group, a lot of people don't really know what Rogers Group is. So can
Right.
you tell us just a little bit, like,
Sure.
where
Absolutely.
where they see you and what you're doing?
So Rogers Group is primarily a construction, mining, and asphalt company here in the Upper Cumberland. We also have operations in 11 other states.
Wow. So some people at home may be watching and they notice that on our Great TV auction that you always donate the crushed rock or the
do.
dirt. So here you
Correct.
go, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Come get it here.
That's great. So, Rogers Group, you're primarily, I see you out kind of building roads and
Yes.
putting things together like that. So those important things in our community, we don't like those bumps. So
Right.
recently you've been working on Dixie, I think.
We have. We've
Yep.
just resurfaced Dixie Avenue, and we're also working out on Jefferson Avenue.
Fantastic.
A big project down there to widen that from Interstate 40 to 111, our two main corridors.
Yep, that's super. You also do a lot of just support locally around the community. Why is that so important for Rogers Group?
We feel like that our presence here in the community, we want to be a part of our community as best we can, and WCTE is one of the areas that we feel like that we can be the most help.
Thank you. And thank you for that support. You're also an avid watcher of public television.
Yes.
You probably know more about what's on television than I do sometimes.
Maybe.
Yeah, sometimes, but do you have a favorite show or something that you would want to share?
I like all the shows that cover the Upper Cumberland area. I think it's important to tell our stories, and you guys do a great job of that locally. And
Yep.
that's probably my favorite part.
The local storytelling.
Yes.
Yep. And Steve mentioned that just a few minutes ago with the Wilder story. We're
Right.
going to hear from Matt Beal with Wish You Were Here, which is that
Yeah.
new Upper Cumberland series that
Yeah, that's a wonderful show.
it gets everybody interested in what's going on and where to go. Kind of a stay and play
Right.
kind of
That's right.
concept. We don't always have to be going, hundreds of miles away.
No.
We also have Where Stories Live, a big
Right.
history, kind of local history, folklore.
Yeah, those are wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting ready for season 2.
Oh, that's great. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear it.
October. So that's going to be coming up. Anything else you want to share with our viewers as we get ready to wrap up?
Well, congratulations on 45 years, and
you.
happy that Rogers Group could be here to celebrate with you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're
and
welcome.
your guy that came in and shot a segment, which they'll see at home, was fantastic. So
Great.
tell him great job.
Great.
You have
Thank
a superstar in your hands.
Outside Spencer Wise, he is our superstar.
There you go. All right, folks. We are celebrating 45 years of public television right here at WCTE. We are asking viewers to make a small gift to commemorate this time, and your dollars will be matched by Rogers Group. We'll be back shortly.
If WCTE wasn't here, somebody would have to invent it, because there was such a need for the function that WCTE serves here in the community.
It's our only really local TV station.
Advantages of having Channel 22 and the programs they brought were tremendous.
WCT is important in the Upper Cumberland. It reaches underserved areas that don't have any other access to the educational opportunities.
They do try to be good members of this community, showcase what all the many wonderful things that are going on here.
It was obviously a challenge in the early years, especially when you almost expected to see a camera held together with duct tape and baling wire, but you knew that they were doing the best they could programming-wise to produce quality with what they had to work with.
It's good television. I like that they're dedicated to education. It's, in my opinion, some of the best programming on television.
WCTE is known to some extent all over the world.
There's a perception that WCT is trying to bring things to the Upper Cumberland, which is true. Its mission is education. It brings in a lot of very interesting programming. But another big part of the mission of WCT is bringing our region to the world.
Public media has always been an important part of the American scene.
It is our mission to serve the people, the public in the Upper Cumberland area. And the way we do that is to tell those stories.
Thank you, Rogers Group, for contributing to WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. Rogers Group will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS.
It's with great pleasure that we acknowledge WCTE PBS's 45 years of broadcasting service to the Upper Cumberland. This momentous occasion not only calls for celebration, but also presents an opportunity to reflect upon the organization's commendable contributions, all that they have made to our community over the years. Moreover, as the current past board chair, it's my honor to extend my heartfelt congratulations, as well as make a compelling appeal for support towards the Education Endowment Fund.
As a grandmother, I have 5 grandsons. Because of WCTE, I am able to utilize PBS resources. We don't have to worry about the language or the content because we know that it's not only appropriate for them to use, but it's also engaging and educational. I just want to thank WCTE for their great PBS activities that they have for students.
Welcome back to WCTE. I hope you enjoyed that little piece of history from WCTE. When we turned 40 years old, which was 5 years ago, we did put together a documentary just to kind of just build the story about WCTE, where it started and where we were today.
It's so nice to see the people who have supported the station for so many years, and to, it makes you realize that this is a group effort. It's a community effort. It's the Upper Cumberland community coming together and helping to make this station survive. And this station does a fantastic job of serving those folks.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. One story that always sticks with me when you talk about the Walter Davidson story is when you had to do the rabbit ears with the coat hanger. And I tell it every time, but I think it's so relevant to the community that we serve.
That was actually a different documentary we did. It was called Stepping Stones, Pathways to Early Development. Okay. And we went into a home where the children, they had dirt floors. They had some linoleum on the kitchen area. The rest of the house was dirt floors, and the mother had 3 little kids, and they were all gathered around a television watching some cartoon. And Dick Castle was with me that day, and he said, "Have you ever watched public television?" And they were like, "No." "Well, we can't get it." "Well, you're in Monterey area, you can get it." So he went in, and we took a coat hanger from their closet and hooked it to the back, and the kids were sitting there glued to Sesame Street when we left.
Wow. That's a great testament to the work. And free over the air is so important.
It is.
And it's important for a lot of communities. Maybe they can't afford cable or some kind of dish or direct TV kind of thing, but they can't afford a television, and the over the air gives them access.
Yes, and we forget that a lot of times. We're so connected now as a society with our computers and our phones and everything that keeps us engaged all the time. But there's still a segment of the population that doesn't have that luxury.
That's right. And it could be region. It could be where they're located too. There's still lots of areas that they don't have access. So we definitely want to be here for those communities and all communities, but more importantly, those rural spaces where maybe WCTE is that first classroom for the young family.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things that children can learn from public television that they're not getting and from other areas of their lives.
Yep. So first classroom.
That's right.
There you go. So if you're just now joining us, we are celebrating 45 years of public television right here in the Upper Cumberland. We're celebrating by building awareness about the Education Endowment Fund. The Endowment Fund is something that can sustain the station long after, for many years to come, I'll just say.
Right. You know, as a financial advisor, I've thought about this. One thing that people can do is, you can put WCTE in your will. But the easiest way to do this is to make WCTE one of your beneficiaries on your IRA. Now, talk to your financial advisor or your tax advisor before doing this, your attorney. But if you make WCTE a beneficiary of your IRA, then that money goes to the station tax-free. Whereas if it goes to a family member, they have 10 years to take it out and they have to pay taxes on it. So it's a nice little way to gift a little extra.
Leave a legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leave a legacy. And it's so important, and it would really help the station continue the great work that we do and helping lots of people.
There are a lot of people out there that can make a big difference, and you're one of them.
That's right. All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
If one of these just jumped out and like smacked him in the face.
I have a vision. I got it. Vision. It was her vision. Here we go. Do I have to clap again?
Just inch around as you need.
Wish you were here.
Get it right? I don't know. Did I? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I hope so.
Shan? Don't fall. Don't fall.
Let's see what kind of underground adventures field correspondent Rafferty Cleary had.
Let's see what kind of adventures field correspondent Rafferty Cleary. It's going to make for some really good bloopers.
Yeah, we're having too much fun.
I've giggled myself to death. It's just really hard not to make this extremely awkward, but hey, Craig, bet you wish you were here. Did I make that sound like weirdly romantic or something?
Don't you wish you were here?
Slow down, you crazy child. So ambitious for you now.
These buildings downtown have some very historical history, some rich history. Just making y'all some really good bloopers, okay? That's all I'm doing.
If you're just joining us, we are celebrating 45 years of WCTE serving the Upper Cumberland. And I'm excited to do that with all my friends that you see coming in through these different segments. And right now I have Matt Beal with me. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, Avery. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you. Some of you may recognize Matt from a fun series called Wish You Were Here. It's a new series. Well, actually, it's in its second season right now. But we are working with the Upper Cumberland Business Journal. Upper Cumberland Business Journal. Boy, woo! I need some coffee. I think
different acronym.
UCDD.
That's the one.
And it's a great partnership, and it's a way for us to really tell the stories of the Upper Cumberland. And we just saw a blooper reel, so that's kind of a fun little thing to kind of get the reel out, let people really see that we're real people. Tell us about that blooper reel. I mean, how did that come about?
Well, it's very organic, the blooper reel, when you can't remember what to say, when you say things like UCBJ, when you mean UCDD, for example, you have a built-in blooper. So that's easy to do. Unlike this, that's not live. We can do it over and over again until we get it right.
Yes.
But first of all, congratulations on 45
Thank
years.
you.
What an achievement and accomplishment. It's so nice to
Thank you.
follow the legendary Steve Boots
I
up here.
know,
So that's
right.
quite a responsibility. But the show, the bloopers are fun, but the process is so much fun. I have to tell you, I didn't know what to expect. It was a new show. Television was new to me.
Yes.
But at the same time, I just cannot believe how many wonderful things are right here around us in the Upper Cumberland. You think you know things, and then there are those places you always think, well, I'm going to turn in there one day and go see what that fill in the blank winery or whatever it is about.
Right.
And you never do until you have a cause to. And it has really opened my eyes to the fact that you just don't have to go very far to get some fantastic experiences right here in our 14 county area.
That's right. And that's what WCT is doing with the Discover or the Wish You Were Here. If I can get my everything right.
You'll get there.
I'll tell you what, folks.
Blooper reel right here.
Blooper reel. So the Wish You Were Here is a great series. And of course, it does open our eyes to all the great things and all the areas out there in the community, the stay in place kind of. Or maybe you're going to come in, you have family coming in from out of town. This is just a great way to let people know of all the great things that's going on. Do you have a favorite?
I think it's hard to pin down a favorite.
Okay.
I told you going into the series, there are things that this physique and this sense of adventure or lack thereof are simply not ready for. So you won't find me zip lining, kayaking, or rappelling off of anything, but I'm your food, art, and wine correspondent. So,
yes, I have noticed a theme.
yeah.
Yes.
But somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed so many of them. I had a real memorable day down at Calf Killer with Dave Sergio and that group. We had a really fun time down there. But seeing all the breweries and wineries in the area and getting to spend time there has been a lot of fun. And then again, places that we had no idea a couple of episodes ago, a place called Waterloo, not too far from here, north of here, 10 minutes from my house, had no idea that kind of natural beauty and that sort of entertainment and event space was literally in our own backyard.
Wow. And people can tune in and watch the show. We also have the show on demand on the website. So if you've missed the episode, you can go back and watch it. We are going to see a quick segment segment here shortly about the Granville. Granville's a good one. But before we do that, let me just remind you, we are celebrating 45 years of history right here with WCTE tonight. And we want you to help us celebrate by making a donation to the Education Endowment Fund. The Education Endowment Fund is just one way that we can help sustain the work that we do right here at WCTE. And the best part is Rogers Group, Swallow's agency, is going to match your donation this hour. So if you make a donation of any amount, it's going to be doubled, which doubles the impact to WCTE. So we really hope that you'll take a minute, call the number on your screen, use your phone with the QR code, or maybe even check out our website and make a donation. We've had some great donations up to this point, and I do want to read a couple of messages as people have made donations. They have given us little messages, and I just want to give a shout out to Barbara Reynolds. Barbara wrote, and she made a donation in honor of Nina Lunn for her tireless leadership on the WCTE board. And Matt, you know Nina and the tremendous work that she has done for WCTE. Over the last 10 years, she has served.
Not only is she just a fantastic human and a good friend, but she's also a great partner and a great friend for this station.
Yes.
When you think WCTE, you definitely think Nina Lunn.
Nina Lunn.
Absolutely.
Well,
I concur with Barbara.
And she has served and is just an advocate. And that's really what it takes for WCTE to be successful. I mean, it's people like Nina and like April Smith Patterson and Benita Barger and Bob and Kat Russ that really believe in the station and the work that we're doing. And they want to support it. And they do that by giving us gifts.
Absolutely. And we appreciate all of those benefactors. And again, you've got time to donate as well, and let that donation be doubly impacted while those are being matched right now. No better time.
No better time. And I saw that looks like we're just about at the $14,000 mark. And remember, folks, those donations are going to be matched. I do want to mention too, Dr. Kathy Bertram, who is a physician here in Cookeville for a long time. She's now retired, but she also wrote in and said that she wanted to make a gift in honor of Nina and thanking her for all her hard work and for a wonderful WCT PBS station. Nina, you are the best, hardest working gal I know. So, I mean, it's messages like this that makes us know that we are doing a great job serving the Upper Cumberland. And it's because of people like you, Matt, and the donors that make us so fabulous. And it looks like we're getting ready to go on a quick break. We're going to actually go see this segment about Granville.
Oh, that was a fun day.
It was a fun day. So I hope you'll stay with us and watch this segment, and we'll be back shortly.
I'm here in beautiful and historic Granville, Tennessee, nestled in between Cordell Hull Lake and the Cumberland River. And today I'm joined by President of Historic Granville Museum, Randall Clemens. Randall, thanks so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for being here.
We appreciate it. We've seen so much on our tour today, and we are standing inside the T.B. Sutton General Store. I feel like I have been transported back in time. Tell me why that is and what's around me.
Well, you've just stepped into a store that was built in 1880 by the Cooper family. It was purchased by Mr. T.B. Sutton in 1925, and he operated until 1970. It was closed for 30 years, and then a couple, Harold and Beverly Sutton from Mount Juliet, purchased it. They restored it. And then in 2007, they gave it to the Granville Museum.
And so, Randall, we can tell by the activity around us that this general store is always bustling.
Well, the store is the center of the activity. We have some 35,000 guests a year that visit our town, and they start at the store and they end up eating here. And then before they leave, they want to go down to the ice cream counter and finish it. But everybody can relate to a general store sometime in their past. And that is what has made Granville is the T.B. Sutton General Store.
And in addition to that, there are also dinners and music nights. Tell us about that.
We do the Sutton Old Time Music Hour every Saturday night, year-round. Some of the best country cooking, all you can eat.
So we have a Grand Ole Opry type show right here.
Grand Ole Opry type show, but you get to eat on top of it.
Live with radio commercials, live radio commercials.
All of it. It's a wonderful time. A lot of things to do in Granville. We have 8 museums, the Whistle Stop Saloon. We have the Historical Granville Museum, that is a history museum as well as an exhibition center. We have the Pioneer Village that has an antique car museum in it. It has a historic cabin. We have the Mayberry Lucy Museum, that has large collections of both Andy Griffith and the I Love Lucy show. And then our most recent museum is a Jim Beam whiskey decanter museum that features over 2,000 Regal China decanters.
So much to see and to do. Let's go check out some more stops on the tour. We are now here at the Clemens Antique Auto Museum. Tell us a little bit about the cars behind us and why you chose these particular vehicles.
Well, you have a 56 Chevrolet and a 54 Chevrolet. My mother's father had a 54 Chevrolet here in Granville, like that one, and my father's father lived here in Granville too, and he had a 56. So I set out many years ago to try to find a car like both of those. We have been doing car shows here since 1999 on the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend.
Right now, we're right in the middle of town at the Sutton Homestead. So tell us about this historic home and who lived here and what visitors can expect to see here today.
Ben and Ethel Sutton, who ran Sutton General Store, lived here longer than anyone else. We've tried to restore the house to what it was like when they lived here, the 40s, the 50s. We have the silk and lace purse that Ethel Sutton carried on her wedding day and then again on her 50th wedding anniversary. In the sewing room, there's a quilt on the wall. It's called a signature quilt. People paid 10 cents to have their name embroidered on the quilt. The ladies at the church would embroider your name on the quilt, and then the church auctioned it off as a fundraiser. People come and look at that quilt and kind of get teary-eyed when they find their grandmother's name on there. So we were listing all the names on the wall, and I saw my mother and dad's name, which I had not seen on there, and I had been doing tours here for some time. So
Granville got here, I understand it has a rich history from a riverboat town to a ghost town and now Tennessee's Mayberry. How did we get here?
Oh, thanks for asking that. Yes, we were a riverboat town from the mid-1800s until about 1920. And then Cordell Hull Dam came in and covered all the good farmland. And we became a ghost town. So in 1999, we started trying to rebuild. Everything you see here today has been accomplished since 1999. We are now a tourist destination known as Tennessee's Mayberry Town.
On behalf of Rogers Group, we want to congratulate WCTE on its remarkable journey of 45 years of service. Rogers Group recognizes the immense contributions made by WCTE in enriching the community through its diverse programming and commitment to education. We are asking you to make a gift that will help play an important role in securing a prosperous future for the organization, and Rogers Group will match your gifts, further amplifying the mutual impact of our support for WCTE.
I hope you enjoyed that segment of Wish You Were Here, a story in Granville, and hosted by our famous Matt Beal right here. Thank you, Matt, for that.
Absolutely. It was a great day up there. It's a beautiful place. And, again, it's another place you think you know about until you really get in there and start digging into it and finding out there's a lot to learn.
There is a lot to learn. And, one thing that I'm learning is how time flies. And it's already time for you for us to say goodbye.
Hey, well, hi, bye. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, we thank you for stopping by, and we're going to have a few more guests on, and we hope you'll stay with us celebrating 45 years of public television.
The Swallows Agency celebrates WCTE's 45th year of delivering exceptional programming, supporting education, and nurturing a sense of community. Your gift to the WCTE Education Endowment will help WCTE PBS continue to provide community engagement and exceptional programming for future generations. Join me by making a gift to WCTE's Endowment Fund today. And when you do, the Swallows Agency will match your gift. Together, we can foster inclusivity and a sense of belonging in our community.
Today's the day. It's WCTE's birthday and annual Day of Support. Thanks to your generosity, we are celebrating 43 years of educational programming and initiatives. Please join us by donating to the WCTE PBS Education Endowment and supporting educational outreach in the Upper Cumberland.
We are having so much fun tonight, really just reminiscing on all the great stuff that WCTE does for our community. We are celebrating 45 years on the air, which is incredible, I think. Kelly?
45, that's a lot.
Kelly Swallows is joining us now. And Kelly, thank you. I want our viewers to know that when they make a gift tonight towards the WCTE Education Endowment, their money is going to be matched by Swallows Agency.
And we're so excited to do that. So bring the money in.
Yeah.
Make me spend money tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've been watching tonight, you know that we've had some other sponsors on. But for this hour right now, we've got Rogers Group and Swallows Agency that's helping match all those gifts. So now's the time to make a quick donation, and you can do that by calling the number on your screen, by going to the website. You can use the QR code. We make it super easy. So
I did the QR code right before I came.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Now, tell us about the Swallows Agency. You've been. Well, I'm just going to let you tell
Okay,
us.
certainly. 1956, Elmo Swallows started the agency in Livingston, Tennessee. And then Mike Swallows, his son, who is still the president, he took it over. And then my husband, Matt, is the third generation. So, and I met him actually through insurance when I was in North Carolina. So I came over here after we got married about 15, 16 years ago. And I've enjoyed it's like a family, and it truly is. And as soon as I came here, he mentioned WCT and several other organizations that they've always supported. And of course, I've loved being involved with WCT since then.
Yes.
So we love that you're here. Congratulations on 45 years. It's incredible.
Yes, I mean, and you have served. I mean, you've served on the board of directors.
I love
for
that.
WCTE.
And I miss the days of I keep getting asked if the mama run's going to come back.
I know, I was gonna say you chaired the Run for Your Mama.
Yes, that was a
couple of
blast.
years. That was fun. You've been involved with the Haunted Half, which is a great fundraiser for WCT.
That's
in the
coming up.
fall. It is coming up, and we're adding a 5K.
Oh, that's great.
I
That makes it
know.
more reasonable than a 13-mile run.
That's right. So, and you get, we get a lot of times asked the children want to come out and participate. They can dress up in their fun costumes, and this is a great way for the whole family to get
Yes.
involved.
And I love activity and getting kids out. And that's what you guys also do. It's quality programming and getting people involved in the community and providing things that people can go out and be involved.
Yes. And being involved is important. We do engagement, family engagement. So we're doing career fairs for 8th graders, and you guys will probably be there.
Oh yeah, let's do
educating
it.
all these young folks, getting them vision for what they want to be when they grow up. I'm still trying to figure it out. Are you, Kelly? Yep.
Oh, I'm not even anywhere close.
That's right. So, but we are here tonight celebrating 45 years of PBS right here in the Upper Cumberland. And we couldn't be here without the support of our viewers and our sponsors and the people right here in the Upper Cumberland that give their money, their time to make sure that we are successful in all that we do. We serve rural parts of the Upper Cumberland, areas that have nothing else. They would not be able to have any broadcast service, no educational programming if it weren't for the WCT free over the air. We learned earlier today about weather, as simple as weather, getting a weather update. And we provide that. We provide that kind of service. We give weather updates. We also provide emergency alerting.
That's
which,
great.
You know how important that is, being in
For
the
sure.
insurance. You want to be able to protect yourself and your family. And WCT has been there for these families for 45 years. And we want to be here another 45 years or beyond.
Yes, let's go reach high.
So your donation tonight is going to go to the Education Endowment Fund, which is going to help sustain the work that we do right here in the Upper Cumberland, and continuing to bring you local stories, bringing educational programming. I mean, you name it, we're there. So we want to be that classroom, that parent, that child's first teacher.
Certainly. And as a mom of 2 children of my own and being in the community, it's great to have quality programming. My kids actually asked the other night, when is the veterinarian show coming back on?
Nature?
Well, it's the one with the vet, James Harriet. He loves that show. So they're waiting for that to come back on. All Creatures Great and Small. They love that show. I love that show. We wait for it to come back on. So we thank you for your programming and being out in the community. Swallows Insurance just enjoys everything that you guys put out. And we encourage everyone to please support WCTE.
we need quality programming for our children and for our families and for generations to come. So please keep them in mind in any of your estate planning and anything that you see that QR code. It's very simple to do.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. And Steve just mentioned that about the estate planning. So do look into that. A legacy gift, I mean, it's something that can carry your memory on for years to come. So again, celebrating 45 years, we're going to be here till 10 o'clock. We've got lots more coming up and we're just happy to be here and telling the story.
Yes.
So thank you, Kelly,
Thank
for
you
swinging by.
Oh, certainly. Thank you for letting us be a part of it. And if I can encourage everyone again, like we do at the auction, bid high, bid often. It's 45 years. It's a party. Grab your popcorn. Let's celebrate. Let's get some of that donations in.
Awesome. Thank you. And they're going to match it.
Yes,
so
we
there you
will.
go, folks. Get those the dollars doubled. Make a gift now. Go to this website, the phone number, or use your QR code. And we're going to be right back.
Thank you, Swallows Agency, for contributing to WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. Swallows Agency will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS.
My wife and I are raising 2 young boys, Gideon and Monarch.
We're a total PBS Kids family. We love, especially Gideon, Peg plus Cat, and Daniel Tiger.
Monarch, he's really into animals, so we usually watch Dinosaur Train or Wild Kratts. He was so much into Wild Kratts, I had to get a membership to the zoo. PBS Kids shows us a world we can go out and explore together.
And it brings us together as a family, and I really value that.
It's with great pleasure that we acknowledge WCTE PBS's 45 years of broadcasting service to the Upper Cumberland. This momentous occasion not only calls for celebration, but also presents an opportunity to reflect upon the organization's commendable contributions, all that they have made to our community over the years. Moreover, as the current past board chair, it's my honor to extend my heartfelt congratulations, as well as make a compelling appeal for support towards the Education Endowment Fund.
Having a ball here, folks. I hope you are too at home as we bring this 45-year celebration to your living rooms. I have with me now Cindy Putman. Cindy has been a long time volunteer, intern, worker,
whatever.
The whole thing.
I'll wear all the hats, Avery. That's
We
fine.
had Steve Boots here a little bit earlier, and we were talking about just the start and the beginning of your involvement and Becky's involvement and Steve's to getting the station launched off the ground. Tell our viewers just a little bit about what it was like those early years.
Well, I think back to those very early years when Dick and Donna Castle were such giants, making sure that the station actually got on the air. Dick did all of the legwork, and Donna, of course, was really the mind behind all of that legwork. But I can remember, when my youngest, who's in his mid-30s now, was a baby, we would go and do color commentary for ball games, and you'd have cables, run out of the gym windows in some of the rural school areas and things like that. So there has been a long history, but the fact that WCTE is celebrating 45 years and the fact that we have our very own PBS station here in the Upper Cumberland, Avery, is incredible.
It is. And we're known all over the country for kind of that little station that could.
That's exactly right.
Station. But, it's important for us to be able to not only tell our story locally, but to be able to tell the outside world about our area and the things that our culture and
that's true.
What we have to serve here in the Upper Cumberland. But Cindy, you went on a career path for teaching and education, and you know how valuable it is for young children to have those early beginning
those foundations, those stepping stones, those foundations of that little brain development between actually conception into when they're 3 years old are so incredibly important. And parents are really busy today. And, the economy, a lot of families are challenged with childcare and challenged with other things. And the fact that WCTE comes to them for free, and we have the great Stations of Imagination that's just around the corner. And then this great programming, the 24/7 PBS Kids channel that you can tune in and watch day or night all of the great PBS Kids programming that's on WCTE, the apps, the PBS Kids games, the ability to stream those programs for the kids. It's just wonderful.
Commercial free.
Commercial free and safe, and based on their need academically, their growth development. We know that these great PBS programs are created with little learners in mind. So your 2-year-olds and your 3 and your 4 and your 5 and your 6 and your 7s, these programs are created just for them. So please support this station and take advantage of this wonderful free, as Avery said, commercial free programming that WCT offers.
Yes, and you can do that by making a gift to the endowment today, and those gifts will be matched. So take a minute, call the number on your screen, check out the website, and just make a gift. It doesn't matter, any amount.
It makes a huge difference.
And it all goes to support and sustain the work that WCTE is doing. We're going to see a segment right now with Miss Lorena. And tell me a little bit about Miss Lorena, because there's a little background here.
Miss Lorena was a mom, a single mom with 2 beautiful children that I met who came to Jerry Whitson when we were piloting our family community learning workshops. And we started talking. She didn't speak any English, but we started talking through a translator. And I found out that she had such a desire to make sure that her children had a good education. And I'm happy to report that the young man, her son, that you're going to see in this video with Miss Lorena is now a star soccer player for the Upper Cumberland. So you never know the seeds that you can plant in a child's life and where that child is going to go and how those seeds are going to grow. Miss Lorena is a wonderful mother, and she's a wonderful example of how WCTE was able to bridge a gap and break down a barrier to help her provide the kind of educational support for her children that she really wanted them to have.
You know, Cindy, when you told this story, you also talked about the fact that really when she came to your first class, she just wanted to learn how to write her name.
She wanted to learn how to write her name because that was so very important to her, to write her name in English and to write her phone number and her address. And so we worked on that. And at first she seemed very intimidated. And then because we did 4 sessions in a row, by the second session, she had figured out how to use the PBS Kids mobile device and how to do all the app games. And she was helping the other parents. So yes, it just takes a little bit of encouragement to really make a difference in a person's life.
Well, and it's because WCT was out in the community doing these workshops that we were able to meet Miss Lorena and her family and to be able to provide the resources and tools that she needed. And it's those kinds of things that you're supporting when you make a gift to WCTE. And tonight, today, on this day, this 45th anniversary.
Wow, 45 years. That's spectacular.
Your gift is going to be doubled. So when you give a gift, it will be doubled by our sponsors. You heard from Rogers Group and Swallows earlier, and they're going to double that gift, making a bigger impact for WCTE. And I hope you will consider that. It doesn't have to be big, or it can be big, but every dollar matters. And when you do that, you leave a legacy for the station and for those people that will serve for years to come. We are now going to go see the Miss Lorena spot that we talked about. We hope you'll enjoy that, and we are going to be right back after that.
Into this country with no formal schooling, but who found a way to connect with their children's education through WCTE's Family Creative Learning Workshops. Cindy Putnam from WCTE tells the story better than anyone, so I'd like to share that with you now.
All parents want their children to be ready to learn when they start school, but one of the problems we face is we work with a lot of young parents from low-income families who did not have good experiences in the public school system. Every community has at-risk kids and families that are really, really struggling. And that was our target audience for the PBS Kids Family Creative Learning Workshops. And that's where I met Miss Lorena and her children. Hey, Miss Lorena.
Me llamo Lorena, tengo un hijo que se llama Alberto, que él tiene 8 años, y también tengo una hija, se llama Gladys.
Miss Lorena does not read or write in Spanish, and she speaks very little English. They came to our first pilot round of PBS Kids Scratch Junior, and I could see on her face she looked really intimidated. Over the course of these 8 trainings, she just blossomed. She was like our star pupil. PBS Kids Scratch Junior is kind of a universal language. And because she knew how to play the app, she could share that with the other students and the other parents. So the family creative learning workshops that PBS Kids Scratch Union provided really gave her a connection, and that empowered Miss Lorena in ways that I can't even describe. For the first time in Miss Lorena's life, she can offer her children something in the realm of education that she couldn't offer them before. WCTE has a vested interest. We have these great PBS Kids resources. We have the partnership with the Putnam County School System. Our goal is to help parents and teachers be the very best they can be, and then therefore our entire community is going to be the very best that it can be.
Gracias a PBS Kids, muchas gracias.
My wife and I are raising 2 young boys, Gideon and Monarch.
We're a total PBS Kids family. We love, especially Gideon, Peg plus Cat, and Daniel Tiger.
Monarch, he's really into animals. So we usually watch Dinosaur Train or Wild Kratts. He was so much into Wild Kratts, I had to get a membership to the zoo. PBS Kids shows us the world we can go out and explore together.
And it brings us together as a family. And I really value that.
Thank you, Swallows Agency, for contributing to WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. Swallows Agency will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS. Thank you.
Today's the day. It's WCTE's birthday and annual day of support. Thanks to your generosity, we are celebrating 43 years of educational programming and initiatives. Please join us by donating to the WCTE PBS Education Endowment and supporting educational outreach in the Upper Cumberland.
Early education really does ensure school success later on and life success. So many children actually do not get a chance to get high quality early education. Low-income families start with so many risks and barriers.
High-quality educational media can have a positive impact on early learning, especially in low-income communities.
The most critical years are from birth to 5. That's when most of the brain development takes place.
Early opportunities in language arts and reading and math provide the foundational understanding for success later on.
And this is where PBS Kids can play and does play a huge role.
PBS Kids content works. And our research has shown that kids have made positive and significant gains in their mathematics learning after using PBS Kids content. It's actually really amazing. There's a lot of active learning going on. They're problem solving together. And we find using the PBS Kids content has really empowered parents and made them feel more confident and able to help support their kids in their learning.
As a working single mother, I need all the help I can get. PBS Kids helps me as a parent reinforce the values that are important to me.
I think that PBS Kids certainly recognizes that they're onto something here. Whether it's TV or the app or the games, you have that whole palette of opportunities for children.
School readiness is important for not only the child, it's important for the family, it's important for the community, it's important for the nation.
I hope you enjoyed that story about Miss Lorena. We felt like it was a compelling story to tell, and we wanted you to see it for yourselves, the great work that WCT is doing. And Cindy, this was a friend of yours that you met during
one of the workshops that we did. And so, Avery, I just want people to know a little bit more about the background of that. I know that that looks like an odd kind of clip because the lady was talking, but that was actually the vice president of PBS over the kids programming. And we got a national award for working with Miss Lorena. And so it was so interesting that they shared that at a PBS annual meeting. And it was just incredible to see WCT out of the over 330 PBS stations across the United States to see WCTE highlighted because of the educational work that we are able to do here through your support. So when Avery and I both tell you that your support, no matter how small, makes a huge difference, please believe that. It makes a huge difference to the families in this rural Upper Cumberland area.
That's right. 45 years of serving the Upper Cumberland. If you're just joining us, we're taking this time to really talk about the work that WCTE has done over the 45 years and how we're serving the community, and how your dollars, when you support the station either through a membership or a legacy gift, how that money really changes lives. And Miss Lorena is just one of those lives that
one of the hundreds of thousands of lives that we've been able to touch and we've been able to change. And as I said earlier, her children are now growing up. Her son is almost finished with high school. And the interesting thing is, you never know what an impact you're going to have in a child's life. So your dollars have a direct outcome to that impact. So when you support WCTE, which is your Upper Cumberland PBS, so if you're watching from one of the surrounding counties, we've been doing some of the workshops in those counties using the great PBS Kids programming, Ready, Jet, Go, and Rough Ruffman. And we do those hands-on workshops with families. And Avery, we bring all the supplies. All the parents have to do is show up with their kids, and we give them 2 hours of food and fun and entertainment, and they absolutely love it. And then they get to go home with a goodie bag from WCT that takes an at-home learning activity with them, and also always a book to read. And that really does have an impact on kids when you can read a book to them about what we've been talking about.
Yeah, and Cindy, as a teacher, you know how important it is for the families, the parents of those children, to be engaged in the learning process.
Yes, because we can't do it between 8 and 3 every day. And I know that puts a lot of pressure on parents sometimes, but just know that WCT is a trusted resource to help you figure out what to do. Sometimes just using those big questions about what's going on in the world around them, talking about what they see in the grocery store, talking about the shape of the stop signs as you're driving down the road, all those kinds of things to engage your child really grows those little brains and improves their vocabulary. So just remember that when you are with a kid, talking to them and then listening is a very important way to grow that educational mind and develop a child's desire to want to learn.
Yes, I think when they see the parent modeling learning and reading and wanting to discover things, it encourages the child to also want to do the
Yes.
same thing.
And we have great PBS programs. Sid the Science Kid. Oh my goodness. That will take you on adventures galore. Wild Kratts. That's such an incredible show. And you can sit in your own home and go all over the globe with the Kratts brothers and find out about the habitats of all the different animals and look at the plants and look at the different kinds of, structures of the land. And kids just are like little sponges. They soak up everything.
Yeah, it really is amazing. And we're not just serving the smaller, younger population, but I also want to point out that we provide a resource for the older folks, maybe people that are home and they're not able to get out. We provide them with a learning tool, a resource, a window to the world, if you want to say, a way for them to engage and not feel so alone when they're at home.
That's right. And my husband and I are provided a window to the world because we absolutely love Sunday nights on WCTE, our favorite lineup of programs. We love Masterpiece, Grantchester, Call the Midwives, all those great programs, All Creatures Bright and Small, and
All
Creatures
Great
Great and Small, and
Victoria,
Bright and Small too. Yeah, Victoria,
You know.
all those things. But it's fun to watch, and I have learned so much, and I don't know what we would do without WCTE.
Thank you, Cindy. And it's important for you to know 45 years of serving the Upper Cumberland. We're raising awareness about the Education Endowment Fund. We're asking people to make gifts tonight to that endowment fund. Those dollars will be matched. So in a sense, you're going to be doubling your money to WCTE, so doubling the impact. We have heard from a few donors that have given tonight. Amy Hollers in Livingston, she wrote in and said, she wanted to make her gift in honor of her mom, Dolores Turnbull, who introduced her to PBS through a new show called Sesame Street. I mean, can you imagine seeing Sesame Street for the very first time? And so thank you, Amy, for that donation. We also have Mary
to this country with no formal schooling, but who found a way to connect with their children's education through WCTE's Family Creative Learning Workshops. Cindy Putnam from WCTE tells the story better than anyone, so I'd like to share that with you now.
All parents want their children to be ready to learn when they start school, but one of the problems we face is we work with a lot of young parents from low-income families who did not have good experiences in the public school system. Every community has at-risk kids and families that are really, really struggling. And that was our target audience for the PBS Kids Family Creative Learning Workshops. And that's where I met Miss Lorena and her children. Hey, Miss Lorena.
Me llamo Lorena, tengo un hijo que se llama Alberto, que él tiene 8 años, y también tengo una hija, se llama Gladys.
Miss Lorena does not read or write in Spanish, and she speaks very little English. They came to our first pilot round of PBS Kids Scratch Junior, and I could see on her face she looked really intimidated. Over the course of these 8 trainings, she just blossomed. She was like our star pupil. PBS Kids Scratch Junior is kind of a universal language. And because she knew how to play the app, she could share that with the other students and the other parents. So the Family Creative Learning Workshops that PBS Kids Scratch Junior provided really gave her a connection, and that empowered Miss Lorena in ways that I can't even describe. For the first time in Miss Lorena's life, she can offer her children something in the realm of education that she couldn't offer them before. WCTE has a vested interest. We have these great PBS Kids resources. We have the partnership with the Putnam County School System. Our goal is to help parents and teachers be the very best they can be, and then therefore our entire community is going to be the very best that it can be.
Gracias a PBS Kids, muchas gracias.
The Swallows Agency celebrates WCTE's 45th year of delivering exceptional programming, supporting education, and nurturing a sense of community. Your gift to the WCTE Education Endowment will help WCTE PBS continue to provide community engagement and exceptional programming for future generations. Join me by making a gift to WCTE's Endowment Fund today, and when you do, the Swallows Agency will match your gift. Together, we can foster inclusivity and a sense of belonging in our community.
If you've been with us so far, you know that we are celebrating 45 years of WCTE serving the Upper Cumberland, right here in the Upper Cumberland. You'll also know that we've had a number of guests already on, and I have another one that's going to be with us for this hour. And some of you may be familiar with Bryce McDonald from Cumberland County Playhouse. Thank you for being here.
So excited to be here with you for this. Yeah, this is what we do. You and I do this well.
I know. We always love the auction. We always have fun.
We do.
But, Cumberland County Playhouse has been a tremendous asset for WCT. We've been able to host a number of screenings already at your facility, and it's a great place for people to be able to come together and have those important discussions.
Yeah, and it's been really well and so well received in the Upper Cumberland. Mm-hmm. A lot of people from Crossville are excited to get there, and I hope we do more in the future.
Yeah, I think we have one coming up in October, but we'll have more of that in a little bit. So WCT is celebrating 45 years right here in the Upper Cumberland. We have been here bringing broadcasting free over the air programming that's educational, not just for young ones, but for older ones too, just like us. We love our programming.
We sure do.
And your gift tonight will help support the Education Endowment Fund. And that's important because that's what sustains the station. It's what's going to secure us to be here for the next 45 years. And the best part is, Bryce, when they make a gift tonight, it's going to be doubled.
That's amazing.
Because we have amazing sponsors that have made gifts in hopes that people will match those gifts. So take a minute, call the number on your screen, maybe go to the website, use that fancy QR code. It's super easy. And when you do, at a $60 level, members, you will actually be able to have PBS Passport, which is a great benefit.
I love Passport.
Yes.
I use it all the time.
Yes.
It's so handy and accessible. And if you need to stream something, just go right there.
Well, so many people tell me, well, I don't watch television. Well, you do watch television. You just don't watch maybe the way you think you watch, the turn on the television and start clicking, but you watch the on demand. And WCTE PBS, we offer that, believe it or not. It's called PBS Passport, and as a member, it's a member benefit. So maybe you love All Creatures Great and Small, or maybe you loved Poldark and you're like, I really want to go back and watch that series. Well, with Passport, you're able to do that. And it's just the wave of the future. But there's still a lot of people right here in the Upper Cumberland, Bryce, that only receive over-the-air television.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, but WCTE offers 4 channels, 4 free over-the-air channels to our Upper Cumberland viewers. And you can still have the on-demand stuff, but you could also have an antenna that you just put on your television. Or maybe you know somebody that could really use our service. And people say, well, it's television. Yes, but it's educational television. And we're bringing that programming to the very young. So some of our really rural areas, as Cindy mentioned just a few minutes ago, they need those early learning tools,
Yes.
the building blocks, so that when they get to school, they are ready to learn and be on board. They're not behind.
I was a PBS kid. When I, Overton County from Monroe, we did not have cable until I was in middle school or high school. So all of my preschool and kindergarten years were all based on watching PBS, and Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street were my friends. But it was because it came through over the airwaves in Monroe before cable ever became a thing. And
Was it 45 years ago?
Could
it have been?
It was. It's very close to 45 years ago.
The early viewers. Well, me too, Bryce. You're not alone.
I know.
We're saying this on television.
I know everyone's going to know it now.
1.3 million people,
Oh my
but hey.
gosh. But I am a kid. I am one of those PBS kids, and it is so important.
And it probably influenced you in some of your arts and
without
what
a
you
doubt.
do with the theater.
I would have not gone into the arts had I not seen what I learned on PBS.
Mhm.
And I learned how to count with Sesame Street. So there we go.
Yay, the count.
Yes.
Well, and Bryce makes a really good point. You know, when you're in a rural community like our area, which is not as rural as it used to be, but what we do is we provide a window to the world. These individuals, people, viewers would not necessarily always see what they would see if it weren't for public television.
No.
I mean, we're bringing Broadway right to their living room, which is pretty incredible.
Again, first show I ever saw.
Yes.
There was a Broadway show was on PBS. It was Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods was the first thing I ever saw.
And you were just mesmerized.
Oh, I taped it on a VCR tape and watched it over and over and over again and drove my family crazy with it.
So a career path.
Yes.
Started your career path at like, what, 5 or 6?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's really incredible. But, you know, it's so important for our viewers to have this resource, these access to these programming, the educational programming. So I hope you will consider making just maybe a small gift to WCTE and have it be supported by our generous sponsors tonight, and it's going to be doubled, and your money is going to go to support the Education Endowment Fund to sustain WCTE for now and for another 45 years. We've got some more stuff coming up, so I hope you'll stay with us, and we'll be right back.
Day of Support. Thanks to your generosity, we are celebrating educational programming and initiatives. Please join us by donating to the WCTE PBS Education Endowment and supporting educational outreach in the Upper Cumberland.
Hello, I'm Tony Craighead, one of the attorneys at Will Robertson Associates Attorneys at Law. Over the last 4.5 decades, WCTE has continually demonstrated its dedication to enhancing the lives of individuals. The law office of William F. Robertson Jr. and Associates supports WCTE's local programming because it provides a platform for regional voices and builds connectivity and awareness among the community. Your gift to WCTE Endowment Fund ensures the long-term viability of the organization by providing a stable source of income, enabling WCTE to continue delivering exceptional programming. And today, the law offices of William F. Robertson Jr. and Associates will match your gift, doubling that impact.
We are so happy you have joined us tonight, that you are tuned in to WCTE, because we're celebrating 45 years of programming right here at this little TV station.
How many years?
45.
45 years.
45.
Well,
And
you were just 2 years old when this started.
that's right. 2 years. 2 years. That's right. Or 22. So if you've been joining us, you know that we're kind of taking a little trip down memory lane. We've had a number of people already on, and now we have Mr. Tony Craighead here with us. Thank you.
Without a script, you almost got the name wrong.
I know. I almost got the name wrong. I always want to call you Craig, even though I know it's Tony Craig.
You've known me 20 years.
I
so
know.
yeah.
I know. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But I just want to tell you that we have sponsors that are sponsoring WCTE's live broadcast tonight. And they're hoping that you will make a gift, because when you do, those dollars are going to be doubled. And the dollars are going to be doubled. They're going to support the Education Endowment Fund. And Tony and Will Robertson, who are attorneys right here in the Upper Cumberland, right here in Cookeville, are going to be matching your gifts for this whole hour. So
The whole hour?
The whole hour. So I don't know if Will is watching. He probably just fell out of his chair.
I hope he
right?
is. Will has been an attorney for almost 30 years here in Cookeville, and his office is on the square. And I recently have joined him as one of his associates. But it's very important to him to go back to the community, and he's happy to do this. And we're happy to be a part of this. And we're glad you asked.
Well, thank you. And we've talked for the other sponsors that have been on, the importance of keeping local and supporting local, and the businesses here in the Upper Cumberland do such a great job at supporting.
It's important because WCTE gives so much to the community and always has. And for 45 years,
Right.
I heard that a minute ago. And it's important that it's supported so they can continue giving for hopefully another 45.
That's right.
And all the local programming, the Christmas parade, the fair, the horse show, all the stuff it does.
Yes.
And it's
Thank
great
you.
that a community like Cookeville, which we're not a big city, but we're not a small town, has a station that does this. And it's important for the community to
Thank
give back.
you.
And we're happy to help out.
Yes, thank you for that. And local storytelling. I mean, you love history and enjoy hearing and learning more things about our area. And that's just one thing that WCTE does with some of their local content, is that we're constantly telling that local story. We're giving voice to the people right here in this Upper Cumberland.
We were talking, you were in the office the other day, and we were talking about the new program, Help Me.
Where Stories Live?
Where Stories Live.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating. And you see somebody and you're like, well, I know these people. And I grew up in that part of the county, or I'm familiar with that part of the county.
Yes.
And you hear a story you've never heard before.
That's right.
And it was great. And that's what WCTE does.
That's right. And earlier we had Hippie Jack on, who was a guest.
You know him?
Yeah, I do know him just a little bit. But we did a story about Claude Ramsey, who was a hermit in Overton County, who was born in 1918. 1918. Think about that. And he lived in solitude by himself after his parents passed away. And the cabin is still there. And what was so spectacular is that we were able to pull people together, tell that story, visit the cabin, and just bring his legacy back to life. And it's
and that's the story I'm talking about. That's the story I've never heard before. And I knew some of the people involved and the people who own the property now and your dad. And that's what WCTE does, is show programs like that. We love it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And we appreciate Will and you supporting this event today, the 45-year anniversary. And we want to encourage you to make a gift, because when you do, they're going to double it. They're going to match it. So in a sense, you're going to be doubling your support to WCTE. Call the number on your screen, visit the website, and we're going to be right back.
Thank you. Thank you.
For you. You got grit, I can tell you're never gonna quit. No, not even for a split second. Counting all your blessings. You got personality like Christmas got his presents, and I like it. Yeah.
I always want to create something that's gonna mean something.
That's fabulous. And I like it. Yeah.
Dare me to do something.
Don't stop, honey, gotta do your thing. I like it. Don't stop, honey, gotta do your thing.
I really want to show the world how beautiful our culture is.
There's more similarities than differences.
It makes us happy. It makes us feel good.
Yeah. So spread those golden wings. We're gonna shine like the stars. Got the
It is part of our unique story. All of us together.
This is our special time.
I like it.
Salute, babe.
Honey, gotta do your thing.
We're going intergalactic.
Don't stop, honey.
We're going to make memories.
I like it.
To WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. William F. Roberts and Associates, Attorneys at Law, will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I know that you love WCTE because you're tuned in tonight and we're celebrating 45 years. So grab a piece of cake, pull up a chair, because we're going to get ready to. I wish we had some cake.
I wish we had cake too.
Yeah, we need a little sugar. But Bryce, we were just talking to Tony Craighead about storytelling and being able to tell the Upper Cumberland, giving them voice. And one thing that we have done is that we did a story at the Cumberland County Playhouse it was called our Holiday Traditions segment. We do it kind of in that December month. But do you remember, can you tell us a little bit about what was so great about that?
It was so great to have you all there, just because Christmas is such a big tradition. And even in the theater, people want to celebrate holidays and Christmas. And so coming together in a darkened theater and watching a show like Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, or this one, when you all joined us, it was for the best Christmas pageant ever, which is all about those rowdy herdmans. But we were able to have our education director, which is such a big part of our mission statement, just like WCTE, for them to speak about, they had 60 kids in the show, two different casts. We talked about traditions that we have and how the kids play Secret Santa and the adults play Secret Santa while they're there. And just there's nothing like sitting in the audience and seeing a Christmas show with everybody just being so in love with the season, and everyone's a little kinder.
Yep, they were a little bit. And what I really liked about it is that it wasn't as much about the play as it was about the behind the scenes and the little traditions that the Playhouse has that makes it kind of a family event and something to look forward to year after year.
Yeah, we've got, with the Secret Santa gift change that they have, it's now grown into a crazy 2-hour white elephant party, which is phenomenal. And then the kids will decorate stockings and they'll hang them on your door, and then you'll just get these presents from the kids, and they come dressed up. And then, that's what I really loved about it, that it wasn't just about, the theater is wonderful, which it is, but it was the things that we get to do. And we see families that come back every year. And so we are seeing their children grow from being sitting in their lap in the audience to now taking their own seat and then taking photos with the family. And that stuff is always really cool to me to be a part of.
Yeah, traditions. And that's what WCTE, it's all about traditions. 45 years of serving the Upper Cumberland, bringing you stories, voice, educational programming, and maybe even weather, or maybe emergency alerting is important to you. Maybe we are the only channel that you get, and that's why it's so important for you to support WCTE today, because when you support us, you're supporting the Education Endowment, which is going to help sustain the station for many years to come. And you heard from Tony Craighead, they're making matching gifts tonight for this hour. So anybody that makes a gift, that's going to be matched and doubled. So you're just helping build that little nest egg for WCTE and helping us be a little bit stronger to serve all these communities.
And if you're at a $60 mark, right, you're a Passport. You get Passport, right?
That's right. And you get Passport, which we've talked about, loving on-demand viewing, being able to access that programming at the time that you want to access it. And PBS Passport is phenomenal. If you're like me, I'm like, I have no patience. So if I see a show, I just want to watch it all the way through.
Yes.
So I hope you will take a minute and consider a donation. And as we go to this next break, we're going to see holiday traditions, the Cumberland County Playhouse. And then after that, we will be back.
Finally, wrapping up the Christmas cheer wouldn't be complete without a little theatrical magic. We join Wesley Webster and the cast of the best Christmas pageant ever to share their favorite time of year on the stage. Let's get a sneak peek of the fantastic wonders from the theater with the unforgettable Christmas atmosphere of the Cumberland County Playhouse.
We usually put on a Christmas play every year of some sort. Holiday Inn, White Christmas. We keep them rotating, but we usually do something to cater to the holiday audiences. We've been open since 1965, so having something traditional to do every year, like an annual Christmas project, always just it's a celebration of the life of the theater too, not just Christmas and holidays.
I've been a resident company member here since 2008, so I've been a part of all of the Christmas productions since then.
This year, the best Christmas pageant ever is a musical. We've done the play before. The play's been around for a really long time. It's based on the very famous novel.
Christmas is my favorite time of the year, so this will be my 4th time doing this. We've done the play version 3 times, so this is the first time that we're tackling the new musical, so it's fun.
I've actually never been on a play. This is my first time,
and it's really exciting.
I've done Christmas plays in the past. In 2015, I was just ensemble, and then in 2021, I was Martha. My favorite Christmas play is probably White Christmas. I love the old-timey 40s, 50s feel, and the dancing too. It looks really fun.
So my favorite Christmas play, always I look forward to in the holiday season, is White Christmas. It's magical anywhere you see it, whether it's the movie, whether you come see it live on stage. It's just a beautiful piece. We try to make this holiday time very special for the kids and honor all the traditions that they would normally get to do, but they're here working for us and participating in the plays.
We do a pretty good game of Secret Santa with the cast every year, and that's kind of fun, getting to buy a gift from someone and then try to pick out at our Christmas breakfast who your Secret Santa is. We've been doing that for a while.
We try to make it as fun and festive as we possibly can. And we also name them, it's double cast. So one's the Holly cast and one's the Ivy cast. So we really do try to holiday it up for them.
Just to get to see all this and to have a chance to do it, it's really fun.
Christmas plays are fun at the end of the year. It's just the vibes that go around the cast. We're all happy and it's a very pleasant time. And it's nice to close out the season with the Christmas spirit.
The last performance here, especially in a musical that involves so many children, is always really special. And the kids don't see that there'll be another one next year. They get really attached to the process and to the cast members. So the last performance before Christmas is always very emotional, very sweet, very nostalgic. It's just wonderful to be around the children at that time of year right before, because you do see the magic of Christmas and everything that you've put together and worked so hard for. I think everyone could come out to see this play. I know there are kids in it, and it's based on a book that mostly children read, but it's sort of like watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on TV for Christmas. It's just a tradition, and it really is for everyone. Everyone can find something that they will love, whether it's the music or the humor of the children or the beautiful nativity that we present at the end when we actually do the Christmas pageant itself. There's something for everyone. So not just for kids, adults, children of all ages.
What better way to celebrate the holidays is to pack up your family and bring them to the Playhouse for a Christmas play.
We have a lot of people that return every year to see whatever our Christmas show is. For a long time, we did Sanders Family Christmas, and people came to that religiously every single year. But I do think we have returned people that come every single year to see what we do for Christmas, because it's something different besides just a movie or something you can watch on your TV. It's live. You get to hear the live music. So it's a really fun holiday experience to come see something here during the holiday season at the Playhouse.
The message that they always tie to wrap up in a bow of humanity, of treating one another kindly, love one another, showing people grace. I think that's what Christmas means to me. It always reminds me that no matter what, we're together. And I get emotional when you talk about that.
I think working with children is magical in and of itself. And when you couple that with the magical feeling of the holidays, you get double the punch for it. To see the kids light up with wonder once we add the lights and once we add the costumes, and once they've heard the applause and realize that they've accomplished something that they're so proud of. So that's exciting. That's like a present. But then to couple it with the holiday season on top of that, it really is a very positive, magical time.
We are definitely a family here. I mean, from the backstage to the costume shop to upstairs, we make sure that we all check in on each other. And during the holidays, we're all one big family. And so like this one, putting this show together, everybody's been up and down. I've seen everybody around, and everybody's just working together to make sure that this happens. Come and see us at this play. You will be blessed. You will be rejuvenated. You will be walking out of here with a smile on your face and joy in your heart.
On behalf of WCTE, PBS, and myself, may this Christmas season fill you with joy, your heart with love, and your life with laughter. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone.
Hello, I'm Tony Craighead, one of the attorneys at Will Robertson Associates Attorneys at Law. Over the last 4.5 decades, WCTE has continually demonstrated its dedication to enhancing the lives of individuals. The law office of Will Milk Robertson Jr. and Associates supports WCTE's local programming because it provides a platform for regional voices and builds connectivity and awareness among the community. Your gift to WCTE Endowment Fund ensures the long-term viability of the organization by providing a stable source of income, enabling WCTE to continue delivering exceptional programming. And today, the law offices of William F. Robertson Jr. and Associates will match your gift, doubling that impact.
Nothing like a little Christmas in August.
Right, nothing like it. Right, we miss Christmas in July
Well,
just a little
just
bit.
by a hair.
Yeah,
I mean, we
yeah.
don't want to rush the Christmas
No,
season, but I really wanted viewers at home to really see a piece of that segment, that show. And that is an annual show that we do every year. And we try to find local traditions around the community that we can really highlight. And being able to showcase the Cumberland County Playhouse and what they're doing for their traditions around the holidays was just really special.
And there's a really special the bread making, the segment before.
Yeah,
that.
the sourdough and the
Yes,
Mennonites.
Yes, that was so sweet. And those women were just, they need their own show, like for real.
I think
I'd
they
watch
might.
them. I'd watch a cooking show with them.
They're incredible. And they really talked to how much they love their grandmother. And the grandmother had just passed away right before that segment. That's why they were talking a lot about her and how she passed down the traditions from family to family. So, and that's kind of what WCTE is. I mean, we want to be that tradition that you go to when you're looking for something great to watch on programming, or maybe it's a tradition, a nostalgia, a throwback. You know, we talked a lot about Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers and some of those shows that Bob Ross, Julia Child, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yes.
That when we tune in and watch that, it makes us go back to a time, a happy place, a happy time. And WCT wants to be that friend, that person that you can rely on with quality programming, educational programming that's free over the air, accessible to all people in the whole Upper Cumberland. I mean, we serve over the air about 400,000 people.
That's amazing. And I'm
When
sure
you think
people
about
don't
it.
know that.
No, they probably don't. And of course, a lot of them may have cable or different ways of their watching. But the important part is that we're available and accessible. And we provide PBS NewsHour, documentaries, films, and more importantly, even in the children's programming, which can sometimes be that child's first classroom. It's so important.
And only classroom for a long,
Until they start school, yes. Yeah. So and maybe you heard Cindy talk earlier just about the importance of those building blocks. And that's what WCTE does right here and what we've been doing for 45 years. So make a donation. Just click on that QR code. Go make a donation. Will Robertson and his friends, Tony, are going to make a match. So you're essentially doubling that revenue. We're going to go see now another story about Todd Matthews in Overton County with Where Stories Live. This is just a 5-minute clip. We hope you will enjoy it, and we'll be back after it.
Yeah, Vicky had, I was 10 at the time, and she had disappeared.
I have troubled my soul, doing things I can't control, awaiting my next foolish blunder.
She'd run away before, but she'd been found in Florida, but she'd run away, and this time she'd been missing for a while. So some guardsmen were on a break, and they found her body at the abandoned rock quarry up on Rock Crusher Mountain.
So after the Tent Girl, we were watching 48 Hours. It was 1998 when all of this was wrapping up, and the town was watching it with us. You know, people had heard that this story was going on, and a couple of days later, I got a knock at the door, and it's a police officer. It's Ryan, you know, the boy I knew in school. He had long hair and school bits. He's all trimmed up, and he's an officer. And I thought, why is he here?
Well, she was, she was my big sister. I mean, she was just somebody that I looked up to, that protected me. So it was, I think I was stunned then. I was just kind of just numb. I know that, I don't know if that's cliche or not, but I was just numb.
And he had seen that show, and he said, I feel like you can take me outside of the bounds of law enforcement to help me with my sister's case. I knew of his sister's case. I'd heard bits and pieces of it, nothing I thought I could do about it. Then I realized that's what's missing in your life. That's who you are.
And I try to tell myself it's in the hands of someone else while living in a world of wonder.
I can't remember if there were dental records on it, but they were kind of sure it's Vicky's body, you know, with the dress, the clothing that was there, etc.
From there, it was an unsolved case. You know, a lot of people had a lot of different stories, and we've had to go through many, many, many rabbit holes trying to at least piece something together.
I think my mother had identified her, I don't know, her skirt.
He needed answers that he couldn't get through normal police process. I don't have a policy and procedure in place. I can do what I want to. I don't have to do it a certain way. I do what my gut tells me to do. And the first thing to do was, we have to dig her up. Can you do that? And he said, yes. He was willing to stand there and do it, and he did.
You know, I wanted the body up for one reason, and one reason only, really, was if you fall in here, you can break a bone, let alone 110 feet.
We by far didn't get anything that we needed to know from Vicki, everything at least. We did clarify a few things. We know better that things were maybe done wrong, or maybe they didn't understand. And one thing we did do, one thing I think meant a lot to her mother, after her death, many, many years later, she had a gift for her. She wanted us to wrap her in a comforter. How often do you get to give somebody that died 25 years earlier a physical gift that goes with them? It went back into the casket with her, back into the ground, and she's wrapped up in it. So her mother got to have something. She got to have some type of exchange with her through us. We were able to do that. You know, so it's having one foot in the world of the dead and one foot in the world of the living. That's just how it works for me.
So there were several theories that Todd and I talked over about. Was she pushed? Was the body planted there? Did she die somewhere else? Was it planted there? I don't think she jumped. I don't think there's any proof of that. Did she come off the cliff? Maybe. There's actually a person I'd interviewed that was an officer there. Rick Savage had seen her hands tied like this. Now, do you commit suicide and jump off a bluff with your hands tied, you know, with a pair of gym shorts? So
instead of people asking, what about this, what about that? And I thought, you know what, I'll tell you what I know and what we don't know. So we wrote articles to do that. So I kind of put that out there, and that's what I could do for Vicki. If I can't solve her case, if I can't bring anybody to justice, at least I can put it in a package.
I owe Todd a debt that I can't pay. He's the only person that lifted a finger to help me.
I don't want him to feel like he couldn't do for his sister what he wanted to do. He did everything he could, and that's fine. Sometimes it has to be enough. And to tell him, we had to be satisfied with what we got. It's been a long time, you know. So I think I did everything that I could possibly do, unless we get some kind of hot tip that comes in that we can go down another rabbit hole. We'll try it. I'm always ready.
Hello, I'm Tony Craighead, one of the attorneys at Will Robertson Associates Attorneys at Law. Over the last 4.5 decades, WCTE has continually demonstrated its dedication to enhancing the lives of individuals. The law office of William F. Robertson Jr. and Associates supports WCTE's local programming because it provides a platform for regional voices and builds connectivity and awareness among the community. Your gift to WCTE Endowment Fund ensures the long-term viability of the organization by providing a stable source of income, enabling WCTE to continue delivering exceptional programming. And today, the law offices of William F. Robertson Jr. and Associates will match your gift, doubling that impact.
I always love that segment of where stories
Me
live.
too,
I
me
think
too.
Todd did a great job just talking about his journey and how, I mean, he's right there in Overton County, but he's been able to do internet sleuthing and solve unsolved.
He solved unsolved mysteries.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, in the late 1990s, when you get a big computer and it's a big giant box that goes up, but
It's very heavy. Well, I remember watching Unsolved Mysteries, right? That was the thing you did with your family, and
that's right.
Now he's one of the lead that they're reaching out to for this.
That's right.
It's amazing.
For stories, yes.
Right here in our backyard.
I know, it's really incredible, and that's just one thing that WCT is doing to help bring the communities to the viewers in the Upper Cumberland, but also beyond the Upper Cumberland. So we hope that you enjoyed that little segment of Where Stories Live with Todd Matthews. We have another little segment coming up from Harmony Lane, which is a series called Wish You Were Here. You heard from Matt B a little bit earlier. Another great resource for this Upper Cumberland. So stay tuned and we'll be back.
In the heart of Tennessee, there's a little slice of heaven you just gotta see. Oh man, wish you were here.
Hi, Caitlin. Hi, everybody. Now, as you can see, I know we're having a wonderful time here in Smithfield, Tennessee at Harmony Lane Farm and Creamery. And I'm here with Julie David, owner of the creamery. Now, Julie, as you know, this is one of the happiest places on earth. But your origin story starts out with your search for a health remedy.
Yes, it did. I was deathly sick with a condition called gastroparesis. I was researching what to do, and raw goat's milk came up. So I found a man. I was getting some goat's milk from him for a certain period of time. I looked at my husband and I said, why don't we get some goats? And so I can have my own milk. So I did that.
And you started out with just four.
Four, and we're up to 150.
150.
So that was some time ago, but that's what really got me started.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Now, you do not just have goat's milk, you have many goat's milk products.
Right. So that's the thing. Goat's milk is the same as cow milk. Anything you make with cow milk, you can make with goat milk. And so we're going to make feta, chèvre, which is French for goat cheese. Fudge. We make a lot of fudge. We make goat milk caramels, ice cream. So a lot of products.
I've not tried the ice cream, so I'm very excited about that today.
Yes.
And everything here is so amazing, but the experience is also wonderful. You have visitors that can come here to Smithfield, to the farm, and take a farm tour. Tell us a little bit about what our visitors can expect besides the baby goats.
Right. You can come here and experience the farm. A lot of people want to see the cows up close in person. Children nowadays don't know where their meat comes from. So we raise our own Angus beef herd. We raise our own Berkshire hogs. So you can take a farm tour. You'll tour around the property about 40 minutes, see all the animals. Then you can actually milk a mama goat by hand. So you can see where your milk comes from.
Okay, now you have a lot of different animals here on the farm, not just goats and cows. Tell us a little bit about the farm animals.
I wanted to get some animals that people could experience, spend time with. Believe it or not, people drive hours and hours to get here to get a llama selfie. We have 4 llamas. We have 2 emus, Waylon and Willie. We have a miniature donkey. We have a standard donkey. We have a scarlet macaw we can put on your arm for pictures. A wild Mustang that used to be wild that is tame now. So we're going to offer horse rides in the future.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yes.
Okay, now, Julie, we're going to have to talk about the goat cuddling. As you can see, if you are stressed, maybe you've had a hard day at work, you may want to come out to Harmony Lane Farm and just cuddle some goats, because this is literally scientifically been proven to reduce your blood pressure.
You are
and
right.
your anxiety, all kinds of things. But all in all, it is just a lot of fun. Goat therapy is real. Goat therapy is real. We have people come, they're in just a bad mood, they leave in a better mood. We're going to wrap a little baby goat in what we call a blanket burrito and put it on your lap. So you'll get goat kisses like this. And if that doesn't make you happy, nothing will. That's true. We can't cure you if that doesn't work. Now, here at Harmony Lane, we want you to experience it. We want you to come out. So let's go take a look at all the farm has to offer. I can't wait. Let's do it. As you can see, you can make a lot of friends here at Harmony Lane Farm.
Ready, astronaut Iggy? Ready, Wozy.
All eyes on me.
Start your engine!
I'm on TV. Somebody call me. Lights, camera.
Super duper!
Action.
I'm glad you've come to play.
Let's free some creatures.
Get all eyes on me. La 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 la.
Let's make art!
All eyes on me.
It's okay to talk about differences. Roof hug! Ladies and gentle animals!
Hello! Hats on.
Lights, camera, action. This is the Odd News Network main attraction. Wow, there's a whole world under the city.
Ta-da!
What just happened?
I've got an idea.
Yes!
I did a lot of new things today. Amazing!
Let me see your move. Let's shake it up. All eyes on me.
There it is.
As a grandmother, I have 5 grandsons. Because of WCTE, I am able to utilize PBS resources. We don't have to worry about the language or the content because we know that it's not only appropriate for them to use, but it's also engaging and educational. I just want to thank WCTE for their great PBS activities that they have for students.
Welcome back to WCTE. We're here celebrating 45 years of service to the Upper Cumberland, bringing you educational programming to the Upper Cumberland, as well as a number of community engagement events. And that's why I asked Dr. Cephas Ablakwa to join me tonight on sharing just a little bit about what the education team is doing for WCTE. Just a little information for our viewers at home. Dr. Cephas Ablakwa is our Director of Education, and he and his team get out in the community and really are the kind of the hands-on group, getting the word out and helping. So just give our viewers just a snapshot of what you are doing for this fall. Let's start with just what's happening at this fall.
Well, first of all, it's good to be here, and everything going well so far at WCTE. And so far, we've covered so much ground in this year so far. And coming up this year, we have Academic Bowl.
That's right.
We have Stations of Our Imagination at the same time at Fall Fun Fest. And that is our biggest outreach event for kids about 8 and under, or even a little older. We do have things that will really appeal to them. And this year, we have the
Glow Parade.
Glow Parade is coming back this year. And everyone is excited about it. And it's in collaboration with Tennessee Tech and other sponsors. And the Glow Parade, if people don't know what they are, help me fill it in.
Sure. So the Glow Parade we have had the Glow Parade before, but after COVID, it kind of put on hiatus. But now it's back, and what it means is that you're going to create a paper lantern,
right?
And we do have some lantern workshops that people can attend. One being the day of, and so this is going to happen on September the 8th, that Friday before Stations of Imagination occurs on September the 9th. It's on the square right here in Cookeville, but you'll be able to come a little bit early, make a paper lantern, and then you can walk in the parade, which will be great fun. All the lanterns are glowing, and the band from Tennessee Tech is going to lead us. It's just going to be fun. A parade is fun.
Some people have already made their lanterns.
Yes.
This weekend.
That's right.
When we had the event at the square, at the park, and
Yep.
over on was it Broad?
Yep, Tennessee Tech did a whole like back to
Yes,
school
yes.
kickoff, and so the girl, Venestia, no,
And
Sarah
and
and Venestia
Venestia.
and Lakeland were all there, and they said it was a mob of
Right.
people.
And the decorations for the lanterns are up to you. You can make
Yeah.
it how you want. There's paint, there's stickers,
Yeah.
and the idea is you decorate the lantern. There's a light that will be in the middle, and we will all have a little march, as you
Yes.
mentioned, and
Yep.
Tennessee Tech will lead the way.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's just a Friday before Stations of Imagination on that Saturday, because Saturday is where the real fun begins. We have all these stations, and think of stations at these tents where we have activities for the children, and there we have sponsors and partners from the communities. Our community does a very good job. The businesses in our community do a great job in supporting WCTE, and they're going to be out there, and these stations are going to have these activities, and as these kids goes around, they get to participate and do all types of crafts, and they get to take them home. That's the fun
Yay.
part about it.
And you have a special walk around character returning.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
so people are going to get to meet.
Alma from Elma's Way.
Yay,
This
her
year.
first appearance.
This is her first appearance in Cookeville in person, and
That's-
so we are excited to welcome Elma to our big town of Cookeville.
Yay, so kids will have an opportunity to get their picture taken with Alma from Alma's Way
Yes.
and meet her, and as well as do a lot of hands-on activities. And the reason we're sharing this with you today is to let our viewers know just the work that we have. I mean, yes, we provide great educational programming all year round on the television. We've been talking about the local storytelling, but it's important, just like Cindy mentioned earlier too, that the work that we do hands-on, that
Right.
family engagement is critical
Right.
for the building blocks of these young children, to be that child's first classroom,
right.
to get those parents and those children working together, learning together. I mean, it's just magical.
Right. And it's not just, we don't do all of our work in just Putnam County. We do it all around the counties surrounding 13 counties, the 13 surrounding counties in the Upper Cumberland.
Yes.
Just last month or 2 months ago, we were in McMinnville at the Gilly Pool. If you missed us, please come out next year for the Gilly Pool as well. And in that, we had several stations again. We have a whole lot of kids come, and they got to participate. And as they make and interact with the fun activities, they got to get in the pool for free.
That's so much fun.
And we thank the Gilly Pool for being one of our sponsors of that event. And that was a wonderful, wonderful event.
It was a great event, and it's a returning event. But again, we're just naming a few of the things that WCTE has been involved in over the 45 years in the Upper Cumberland. Take this time right now, make a quick gift to WCTE, help us sustain the work that we're doing right here, and we'll be right back.
Early education really does ensure school success later on and life success. So many children actually do not get a chance to get high quality early education. Low income families start with so many risks and barriers.
High quality educational media can have a positive impact on early learning, especially in low income communities.
The most critical years are from birth to 5. That's when most of the brain development takes place.
Early opportunities in language arts and reading and math provide the foundational understanding for success later on.
And this is where PBS Kids can play and does play a huge role.
PBS Kids content works. And our research has shown that kids have made positive and significant gains in their mathematics learning after using PBS Kids content. It's actually really amazing. There's a lot of active learning going on. They're problem solving together. And we find using the PBS Kids content has really empowered parents and made them feel more confident and able to help support their kids in their learning.
As a working single mother, I need all the help I can get. PBS Kids helps me as a parent reinforce the values that are important to me.
I think that PBS Kids certainly recognizes that they're on something here. Whether it's TV or the app or the games, you have that whole palette of opportunities for children.
School readiness is important for not only the child, it's important for the family, it's important for the community, it's important for the nation.
To raise a 4-year-old kid.
It's a roller coaster. Good thing I like roller coasters. When he's watching PBS Kids, he's just more engaged.
Hi, neighbor.
Daniel Tiger really helps John understand that he lives in a world made of all different types of families.
Ugga mugga.
Daniel talks about things that John can relate to. It makes him feel more welcome in the world. And that's why we value PBS Kids.
Welcome. And if you are just joining us, we are celebrating 45 years of WCTE serving the Upper Cumberland with educational programming, family engagement, news, alerts. You got it.
Right,
We're here
right.
for you, serving free over the air. And when you make a gift to WCTE tonight, your dollars will be doubled thanks to our sponsors, Will Robertson and Tony Craighead was here earlier, and you heard from them as well as some others. So make a gift, make a small donation to WCTE. Help us fund the work that we're doing. Help us be sustainable, and that we're here for another 45 years. I'm talking with Dr. Cephas Ablakwa, who's our Director of Education, and we were just letting people know kind of the boots on the ground, the work that we're doing,
Right.
and things like the Spanish Festival and the Bridges Out of Poverty,
Yes.
some of these great things that we're doing. What kind of impact is that having on our communities?
Well, probably the biggest impact that we have impact from the littlest kid to the adults, but probably the biggest impact is our Ready to Learn. Well, our Ready to Learn curriculum have been done in our area for 5-6 years now by Sidney Putman, who was just on the show early on, and it just gets ready. Kids, as the name suggests, ready to learn when they go to school. And as this program really gets the kids and their parents on the same page, try to use whatever resources you have at home to teach that kid, to interact with that kid. You know that question that your parents always ask you when you come home, what'd you learn today?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. You know.
Yeah.
And so we try to break that barrier. We're ready to learn, and it's a very impactful curriculum. It's been done in the TANF grant, and we do it other places as well. And that probably gets the kids as ready as they can be to learn. It's research based, it's curriculum based, it's been tested all over the nation, and it's been going on for about 25 years, believe it or not.
Yeah. And working with Head Start teachers is really important.
That's
Cindy
right.
does a train the teacher. So the children are seeing the programs,
Right.
they're playing the games, and then when they go to school, they're beginning to get that
Right.
all of it reinforced because the
Right.
teachers are
Right.
reinforcing what they're learning.
Right.
But it's so important for the families too. And it's just one thing that we're doing here at WCTE, besides the storytelling, besides the great programming that we bring you. It's this important, critical information that you gave us tonight that really impacts those families right here in the Upper Cumberland. So 45 years serving the Upper Cumberland. It's your time to make a gift to WCTE. Help us sustain this work for another 45 years, and your dollars will be matched. We're going to be back in just a minute with more information.
Hello, I'm Tony Craighead, one of the attorneys at Will Robertson Associates Attorneys at Law. Over the last 4.5 decades, WCTE has continually demonstrated its dedication to enhancing the lives of individuals. The law office of William F. Robertson Jr. and Associates supports WCTE's local programming because it provides a platform for regional voices and builds connectivity and awareness among the community. Your gift to WCTE Endowment Fund ensures the long-term viability of the organization by providing a stable source of income, enabling WCTE to continue delivering exceptional programming. And today, the law offices of William F. Robertson Jr. and Associates will match your gift, doubling that impact.
PBS's 45 years of broadcasting service to the Upper Cumberland. This momentous occasion not only calls for celebration, but also presents an opportunity to reflect upon the organization's commendable contributions, all that they have made to our community over the years. Moreover, as the current past board chair, it's my honor to extend my heartfelt congratulations, as well as make a compelling appeal for support towards the Education Endowment Fund.
Well, the only thing that we're missing tonight is some cake and a candle, which
For your 45th.
For our 45th anniversary. We've got you, the viewers at home, tuned in. I hope you're enjoying the program tonight. I hope you're enjoying learning more about who we are, who WCTE is, what we're doing, and the past 45 years of how we've served this Upper Cumberland. We hope you'll take a minute, maybe make a small gift to the station, help us sustain the work that we're doing. Your gift tonight will help us continue to serve the area for the next 45 years. And I just wanted to send off to our viewers just a few people that have made some gifts and some messages that they have provided. So many people have written in and talked about how much they love WCTE, but Susan and Wayne Hogan, they say that they sent a gift in honor of Nina and in memory of Monica Bowman. And Monica was a board member, and we lost her earlier this year, and we truly miss her. She was always up for the stage. I'm telling you, if I had a microphone,
time.
she was in.
Yep.
So, I mean, I am missing her tonight, and her memory does live on through WCTE because she believed in the station, she believed in the work, and now people are making gifts in her name. So it's just so passionate. Nancy Himmel and Bob, they also sent in a gift in honor of Nina Lunn and her services to WCTE. We heard from Nina earlier today. If you missed that, 10 years of service to the Upper Cumberland Broadcast Council. And Bryce, you're going to be right there with her because you were in line.
I hope so.
In line to be the chair in another year, I believe.
And
so.
she's a great role model
and
mentor
That's
to look
right.
after.
That's right. It's hard to keep up with her, though.
That is the truth.
Barbara Reynolds also sent in a gift in honor of Nina and her tireless leadership with WCTE. And Tim and Sue T-Walt, again, another gift to Nina and to thank the true PBS family membership. So Kathy and Hilton, again, Dr. Barbara Reynolds and George, they sent in honor of Henry Bowman and in memory of Monica Bowman. So
it's beautiful.
It is. And, we do have a little family here, and we value the people that serve and give to WCT, and we couldn't do it without them. I mean, every penny matters, every dollar counts, and we put it to good use, I promise.
And every volunteer matters.
That's right.
And now all of your donations too are being matched. So that's a double whammy, right?
Double the impact. Yep.
That's huge to be able to do that. So please take this time to keep PBS and WCTE in the Upper Cumberland area going as strong as it is with all the work that you all have done for 45 years. So.
Yeah, we are excited. And I just wanted to share this last one. Amy Hollers wrote, and I've already read this, but it just really speaks to what we're doing here tonight. She wrote in honor of her mom, Dolores Turnbull, who introduced Amy to PBS through a new show called Sesame Street. So Sesame Street, I mean, it's 50 years or a little bit more probably, but it's not been that long that it's been on the air, and the impact that it's had for these communities is tremendous. So I do hope you'll consider a gift. There's several ways you can give. You can go online. You can call the number on your screen, use the QR code. It's very simple, folks. And just know your gift will help sustain the work that we do at WCT for many years to come. And we're going to take another quick break here. We've got more information to share with you, but we will be back. Thank you.
Wild to me.
No, we won't say that on there, but yeah, I know it's pretty incredible.
Well, and just like what Nina said at the meeting too, one of the things that we talk about a lot, I'll talk to like board members, like the T-Waltz and I will talk, that we're such sister partners in this sense, because the playoffs should not be in Crossville. It should not have existed for 58 years. And the work that you all do and all the national press that you get, it's like the biggest little station that could, you know what I mean? Because there are other stations that are bigger than you are that does not produce what you all produce or do the work that you all do.
But they should be, because they're huge,
But they don't.
When your budget is $3 million or less, $2.5
Right.
million, and you're producing 3 shows that aren't all that bad. I mean, they're pretty good, I think.
I think they're damn good.
Yeah. I mean,
they really are.
We need to start getting some recognition for that.
Hello, I'm Tony Craig, one of the attorneys at Will Robertson Associates Attorneys at Law. Over the last 4.5 decades, WCTE has continually demonstrated its dedication to enhancing the lives of individuals. The law office of Will Milk Robertson Jr. and Associates supports WCTE's local programming because it provides a platform for regional voices and builds connectivity and awareness among the community. Your gift to WCTE Endowment Fund ensures the long-term viability of the organization by providing a stable source of income, enabling WCTE to continue delivering exceptional programming. And today, the law offices of William F. Robertson Jr. and Associates will match your gift, doubling that impact.
It's with great pleasure that we acknowledge WCTE PBS's 45 years of broadcasting service to the Upper Cumberland. This momentous occasion not only calls for celebration, but also presents an opportunity to reflect upon the organization's commendable contributions, all that they have made to our community over the years. Moreover, as the current past board chair, it's my honor to extend my heartfelt congratulations, as well as make a compelling appeal for support towards the Education Endowment Fund.
Oh, hello. Hello, folks. Yes, I'm fixing my hair. It looks a little flat.
Listen, it's not like you've been here for just a few hours doing this, right? Like, come on, you're on a marathon tour.
You know, Bryce, whatever the station needs, I'm here.
I know,
telling you what.
I know,
and you
that.
are too.
Yeah,
so
whatever
thank you for
you need.
serving. We just saw a 2-minute clip, WCT history video. We did do a documentary in our 40th anniversary, just to kind of capture everything that the station had been through for 40 years. But now here we are at 45, and you can still check out that clip. When you visit WCTE.org, if you go to watch, you can see all of our local shows. It's fantastic.
It's amazing.
Especially when you want to catch up on something.
Well, and with Passport, the thing that I love about Passport is that you can also watch your local programming, not just Poldark and all the amazing PBS programming that you all provide us, but we get to watch you and your show and everything else that in the holiday traditions that we talked about earlier. And that is a gift that I can't believe that we get to do that, because so many times if you miss it, you miss it.
That's right.
Not anymore. And with a gift of $60 or more, you can become a Passport member, and you're going to want to use it, and you will use it all the time. I promise you.
Yes, absolutely. So many people like the on-demand feature. It gives them the access that they want at the time that they want. And that's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah.
Is getting to be in those places. And we can do that with PBS Passport. And your gift tonight is $60. We will have Passport. And it's a benefit of membership. But more importantly, we are here to serve all of the Upper Cumberland. So even if if you're not a Passport, you're not into that, you get over the air, we provide services for free over the air channel for the people right here in the Upper Cumberland. And that's important because sometimes we're the young little toddlers there, their first classroom.
And for some, you are maybe their only station. There are still some rural members of our communities that this is what they see. This is where they get their news, any information out of, and that is vital today.
Yes. We talked a little bit earlier about the window to the world too,
Oh,
Bryce.
yeah.
I mean, when we were growing up, that's all we had. We only had WCTE. And could you imagine, like, if you never traveled and you never left your county, how small your world would be?
Yeah.
But because of WCTE and public television, we're able to bring that world right to these living rooms of these families, these young children, to open their minds to all the possibilities of what's out there.
Well, I think about your show, Where Stories Live, and the amazing episode about Claude Ramsey. And, he's in the hospital, the first time he's ever been in a hospital. Yeah. And your dad says, there's a TV over there. Do you want to watch it? And they turn on WCTE. And he says, well, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
And he watches Big Bird. That's unbelievable.
It is.
So check that out on Passport or on our station. It's just an amazing show. But just, again, a window to the world for all of these people to see. And it would not happen if it wasn't for the 45 years of amazing service that WCTE has done.
That's right. And it wouldn't help without the viewers and their support. I mean, it takes members believing in the station and pledging their gifts to WCTE, either through an endowment gift or maybe through an annual membership gift. It all really matters. And I mean, it's because of those people that have believed in the station that we are still here today. And that's one reason we want to be on air today, to celebrate our 45th. We want people to see the work that we're doing, to really feel like they have some ownership in the station, and they can with their contribution. They can know that when they go to bed tonight or tomorrow, that they know that they are doing something to help not just today, but many generations to come. And we are in every household around the Upper Cumberland, free over the air. And it's that
Free.
Free.
Let's say that again. Free. Let's say that one more
That's
time.
right. You throw up an antenna. And I know that there's people right now tonight watching, and it's because of the generous contributions of the Upper Cumberland and the people that they have access to this programming.
And the programming is just so diverse and amazing from anything that you can watch. And it's not boring. There's never anything boring
And
on.
there's no commercials to interrupt it.
Nope. And
There's
they're not,
that.
nobody's selling you anything. It's so amazing.
I know, you don't even have to flip to, you don't have to even get up and go to the kitchen to get something to eat because there's no commercials.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, it's really great. And, the local storytelling that we bring to your living room from this area in the Upper Cumberland, it goes out across the country. So we're not only bringing the world right here to our living rooms, but we're sharing a little piece of who we are to the world when we share our local shows and content. We did the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree. We've been doing that for years. We didn't do it this year, but for years and years, that show went out onto a national platform, and we were able to bring people back, and they will now come and still come today because they saw it on a PBS station like in Wyoming, and they said, we're going to go there.
Right.
And
Tourism dollars going up because they're
tourism,
coming in. Yeah.
And
Well, I'll share a same story with you. The documentary that we were able to do about the Playhouse's 50th anniversary, we have now for 5 years, we've had a season ticket holder. He doesn't use the whole season ticket. He is from Hawaii because he saw Bright Lights Little City by WCTE and Todd Gerald, and he saw it in Hawaii, and he flies over every summer, sees our summer seasons and golfs in Cumberland County.
That's incredible.
Because of WCTE PBS.
That's incredible.
I know. It's amazing.
And the fact that he probably has all kinds of places he could go or do, but he chooses to come to Cumberland County, Crossville, to the Cumberland County Playhouse.
Because of WCTE. Yeah, there we go.
There you go, folks. I think our work's done here. Right?
Sadly, no. We got to keep going, right? That's the thing. That's what we got to keep doing.
Well, we do have an exciting one more hour coming up. And just to give people a heads up, we've got Marco's Pizzas. They're going to be matching all gifts during this 9 o'clock hour. We're going to hear from Dr. Michael Akins and the work that we're doing with It's Your Business. And Bryce isn't going anywhere. He's going to stay right here with us till the end. But right now, I need you to take a minute, make a donation to WCTE. Help us celebrate this 45 years. It's easy. Every dollar matters. Your money's going to be doubled. And I mean, what better way to spend a little money tonight? So, do that QR code, make a gift, get your donations doubled, help WCTE. Thank you.
Has on the community, and Marco's Pizza is delighted to extend its support through a matching gift initiative. For every donation made to the endowment fund, Marco's Pizza is committed to matching it, effectively doubling the impact of your generosity. We encourage all individuals and organizations to come forward and take advantage of this unique opportunity to make a lasting difference in the community.
Today's the day. It's WCTE's birthday and annual Day of Support. Thanks to your generosity, we are celebrating educational programming and initiatives. Please join us by donating to the WCTE PBS Education Endowment and supporting educational outreach in the Upper Cumberland.
It's with great pleasure that we acknowledge WCTE PBS's 45 years of broadcasting service to the Upper Cumberland. This momentous occasion not only calls for celebration, but also presents an opportunity to reflect upon the organization's commendable contributions, all that they have made to our community over the years. Moreover, as the current past board chair, it's my honor to extend my heartfelt congratulations, as well as make a compelling appeal for support towards the Education Endowment Fund.
Thank you, Marco's Pizza, for contributing to WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. Marco's Pizza will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS. Marco's Pizza is committed to matching your gift today. We truly appreciate the extraordinary impact WCTE has on the community, and Marco's Pizza is delighted to extend its support through a matching gift initiative. For every donation made to the endowment fund, Marco's Pizza is committed to matching it, effectively doubling the impact of your generosity. We encourage all individuals and organizations to come forward and take advantage of this unique opportunity to make a lasting difference in the community.
Welcome back to WCTE. We're having a grand old time. We are in our last hour of celebrating WCTE PBS, but it didn't have to be the last hour for you. You can still give even after 10 o'clock tonight.
That's right.
So every dollar that you send in tonight is going to be matched. We're going to have Marco's Pizza is making a generous gift so that all those dollars will be doubled. And we've had a number of guests here on tonight, but we're going to save the best for last. But anyways,
I'd like to think so.
Welcome Dr. Michael Akins from Tennessee
Hello.
Tech. And you might know Dr. Michael Akins or Michael Akins, whichever.
I prefer Michael Akins.
Yeah, we'll just call him that. From your series, It's Your Business.
That's right. Going into the 4th season.
That's incredible. I mean, that's unusual to have a season, a series that goes into a 4th season.
Well, and I think it's really, we have a great story to tell, and it just keeps permeating over and over again.
That's right.
Yeah.
So for the viewers at home, we are going to see a segment. We're going to see the Big Tony's Pizza segment in just a minute. But give us just a snippet of how this show came about, why you thought it was important to share it.
Sure. Well, we at the Center for Rural Innovation, that's my job at Tennessee Tech, is to direct the Center for Rural Innovation. We provide free, no-cost technical assistance to small businesses, and we do that through our student interns at Tech. It's an amazing program. And what we really wanted to do is, we know there's so many small businesses and entrepreneurs out there in the Upper Cumberland that could get help from the Center for Rural Innovation, the Small Business Development Center, the Biz Foundry, so on and so forth. And we wanted to really have an avenue to really broadcast what we do, but more importantly, we wanted to inspire people that just haven't gotten over that fence yet.
Well, it is kind of a scary fence, that entrepreneurship.
It can be. It can be.
And with the right guidance and the help, and maybe even these stories on It's Your Business will help kind of guide these people along the way.
That's the goal.
Yep. Well, we are going to go to a segment, again, Big Tony's Pizza, which is right here in Cookeville, but we do interview people from all over the Upper Cumberland. It just happens that this one is right down the street. But we hope you'll stay with us, because Dr. Akins is going to stay with us, and we're going to be right back.
Tony Nigro grew up in and around the kitchen and has a lifelong passion for cooking delicious food. In 2017, he made the jump, like all entrepreneurs, and opened Big Tony's Pizzeria right here in the Upper Cumberland. Tony and I spoke about the generational love of making food, leadership and influence in business, and his journey to realizing his dream. I'm here at Big Tony's Pizzeria with none other than Big Tony himself. Thank you so much for having us, and welcome to the show.
You're welcome, and thanks for being here in my house.
So let's get right down to it. Tell us about Big Tony's Pizzeria.
Well, this was a dream of mine for the last 25, 30 years, but my wife and I worked for federal government, and she liked the security of the steady paycheck and the benefits, so we kept doing that. But once I retired 3 years ago, we decided to follow this dream. And it's not a dream of making a lot of money. It's just a dream of doing what I really enjoy, which is cooking.
What advice would you give to up and coming entrepreneurs that are looking to give back?
Find a niche of kids that will be responsible for what you're trying to do, and be interested in what you're trying to do, and work with them, bring them along. Don't worry if they have experience or not. As far as the local community, there's always places to give back in this community. And so we're constantly looking for that. Sometimes it's just somebody down on his luck. He comes in, I got $5. What can I get for that? And we just feed him. That's not a big deal. Sometimes it's 15 pies to the hospital, you know, and sometimes it's more to the police. I think if you interviewed any policeman in Cookeville, you'd find out that we take care of our guys, police, fire department, EMTs. And a big shout out to my EMTs, because I had a stroke right here in this restaurant, and they were right on the spot to come get me. So here I am still.
What would you say the most important resource in your business is?
It's the employees. When you get a good employee and you have one that is interested in his work and conscientious, it takes a lot off of my shoulders. And these young men that I have working here are so conscientious. They care about what they do. They care about my product. And so I'm very happy to have them as long as I can have them. I've had some of them here for 3 and 4 years, or going into their 4th year. Watch them graduate. Actually had one graduation party right here for one of them who had relatives coming in from out of state during COVID. So I care about them, but they care about me, and they care about my product. I feed every one of my employees every shift they work, and that goes a long way. It teaches them everything we have on the menu, how to make it right, and how to make it for my customers. Because if they trust me, if they make something wrong, I ask them, would you eat that? Would you want to take that home? And if the answer is no, I said, well, then why would you make it for my customer that way? All right. And so when it comes to quality of food, I'm at the mercy of these young men I've hired. And so I have to have the right kind of kids with the right training, that I train them. And then I have to hope that they care about what they do. And these kids do.
So you got great food, you're expanding, you've even got your grandkids working here. What's the future for Big Tony's Pizzeria?
Well, I hope to slow down, do a little less, experiment a little more in the kitchen, but really let the kids run the place and just facilitate that and enjoy my tap room a little bit more.
Tony, thank you so much for being on the show. Let's dig into this pizza.
Absolutely. Manja.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that short segment of Big Tony's Pizza and It's Your Business. I'm joined with Michael Akins here in the studio, and we're just celebrating WCTE's 45th anniversary right here in the Upper Cumberland, serving the area. I mean, that's just a big job, you know?
It's a huge accomplishment. I mean, you know, what we do here at the station, what you all do here at the station, and the service that we provide for our members and our, you know, our viewing area is amazing.
It's incredible. So we are bragging on ourselves just a little bit tonight. And we hope that you, when you tune in, you watch, you have some pride in that WCT is right here in this community, serving this community with local storytelling, like stories, It's Your Business, and building partnerships and relationships, as well as providing early learning literacy for young children. And sometimes it is the building blocks for those children before they get to school. There are children in our communities, they don't have access to early learning, like a daycare, or not daycare, child care, pre-K. That's the word I'm trying to get out, the pre-K. So being able to have WCTE free over there in their living room is giving them the access they need. So do take a minute, consider making a gift to WCTE. Any gift, small amount. Marco's Pizza has generously given a donation that will match your gift, essentially doubling the impact of WCTE. And that gift will go to support our Education Endowment Fund, which will sustain WCTE for years to come. And Michael, I mean, I know you watch a lot of public television and you're a part of it with your show. I mean, what do you hear from people when they see your show? What's the response?
You know, it's all positive. You know, first of all, a lot of people will tell us, well, I could never do that. But the thing is you can, you know, you absolutely can. But, you know, being a little bit more serious is, you know, we hear people all the time tell us, you know, I learned about this resource, or, you know, I saw somebody just like me on your television show, and that gave me the idea I really can actually do this. And that's really the whole idea behind the show.
Right. And it is, and local storytelling, being able to see yourself in the content.
Absolutely.
Being able to produce shows that you want to see that impact your life. That's what WCTE does on a very small scale right here in the Upper Cumberland. We do have 3 local shows that we produce. You've seen some of the segments tonight, the Wish You Were Here, the It's Your Business, the Where Stories Live. These are all stories for you. And these are just the ones we're doing right now. If you think back 45 years of all the local content that we've produced, and don't forget that we've done some sports. I know that seems like a long time ago, but
we have.
For years and years, we did lots of sports coverage. We still now cover some of the Tennessee Tech basketball games, and those are a lot of fun.
Yep.
You know, there's people that used to be able to go to those games, and for whatever reason,
Right.
you know, they're not able to get
Yeah.
out or they can't leave their home. And so when you support WCT with a gift, you're making our station available to those people at home that no longer can get out and they can't leave. And it gives them an outlet.
Yeah.
It makes them know that we care and that there's people out there that want to make sure that they have, you know, a healthy living environment.
Right. You know,
So
it's literally an investment in your community, not just the station.
that's right, an investment in the community. And Marcos is going to match that gift. So essentially, you're going to be doubling your money right here tonight on WCTE. We're going to go off at 10 o'clock. And go back to your regular scheduled programming, but your gift you can still continue to give up until midnight tonight, and know that an endowment fund which will help sustain WCTE for many years to come. We've had a great time tonight.
Indeed.
And we're not done. We still have more to come. So we're getting ready to go watch a segment about Jamie Daly, which is another It's Your Business. And maybe when you come back, you can tell us where the title came from.
Absolutely.
It's Your Business.
Definitely.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Well, I hope you'll stay with us for this last 30 minutes of this show tonight. Right now, we're going to watch the Jamie Daly segment, and Dr. Akins will be back with us. But in the meantime, I hope you'll consider making a gift to WCTE tonight. Help us support and sustain the work we're doing here and continuing to grow and help other people in the community. So your gift will be matched by Marcos, and we'll be right back.
Raised in Jackson County, Tennessee, Jamie Daly started out singing in churches and at local events. He has since gone on to win 4 Grammy and 5 Dove Award nominations, become a member of the Grand Ole Opry, and record music with some of the biggest names in the industry like Ricky Skaggs and Dolly Parton. I talked to Jamie at his property, Flagler Point, about innovation, community leadership, and the future of his home county. I'm here in beautiful Jackson County up at Flagler Point, home of Jamie Daly. Jamie, thank you so much for being on the show.
Happy to be here. Welcome to Gainesboro, Tennessee, and my home. I'm so happy you're here and happy to be on your show.
Absolutely. So you live here in Gainesboro. You're from Gainesboro. Hometown pride, what does that look like for you?
Hometown pride for me is the people of Jackson County and is the people of Gainesboro. I grew up here my whole life, down at the bottom of the hill. My dad still lives there. I went to church here, learned to sing here. I also see the pride too, the pride I feel with the beauty of Jackson County.
You think about musicians and artists, and a lot of times there's this unspoken divide between the art and the entrepreneurship. Would you say that musicians are entrepreneurs?
Absolutely they are. If you're in the music business, you are an entrepreneur. However, at the same time, I've always told young musicians and singers, you have to do it first because you love the art, you love the music, and you have the passion for it. And if you do that, usually everything else will come and follow suit. But when that happens, you have to also have a great business plan and put a lot of smart people around you who really know what they're doing in the music industry to help you find your plan, build your business, build your brand, and move it forward.
There's a lot of local musicians in our region. What would you say to them as they try to innovate through the pandemic?
To sit and think, study, watch, and learn, and not make any knee-jerk reactions. And it's very easy to jump and make those quick actions and not think through them. And the second thing I would say to that is really try to think through safety first and think about your fellow human beings. We're not all going to do it right, and we're going to make mistakes, and we're going to miss it here and there, but we have to try. But what I would tell them to do, musicians who are starting off, is to do it first because you love it and because you have the passion for it. And as we said earlier, as you grow and you get better, learn from those heroes of yours that you love. Try to integrate your own style of music into the public that you really believe in and love. And then at the end of the day, as you grow, you have to have capable and willing and passionate people around you who believe in what you're doing to help you see your music through and your new business.
Well, how do you make that balance between musician and business owner?
It's interesting how we do that, but you have to schedule times when we come home off a tour. We have 2 days a week that we set aside, and starting at 9 a.m., we start meeting with our business manager. We go through all the numbers, the finances, the taxes, we go through everything. But it's very important too, we have found, that you can't let it overtake your whole life, because the business, as you grow, takes on a life of its own, and it becomes this beast, and it's just, it can get out of hand. So we also try to always schedule a couple of days where we are completely off, and we can go and be with our families or ride four-wheelers or do whatever it is we want to do. You have to find the balance, for sure.
So thinking a little bit more broad, you are a part of the Grand Ole Opry. What an amazing accomplishment. Tell us a little bit more about that.
It is very dear to my heart because my family is a musical family, and they loved the Grand Ole Opry. It was part of who we are, part of our lives. So to become a member of that family and that institution, the longest running radio show in America, and now we're celebrating 95 years of the Grand Ole Opry right now. It means the world to me.
Jamie, thank you so much. This has been a very inspiring conversation. Really appreciate you being on It's Your Business.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for letting me be on your show.
Thank you, Marco's Pizza, for contributing to WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. Marco's Pizza will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS.
It's with great pleasure that we acknowledge WCTE PBS's 45 years of broadcasting service to the Upper Cumberland. This momentous occasion not only calls for celebration, but also presents an opportunity to reflect upon the organization's commendable contributions, all that they have made to our community over the years. Moreover, as the current past board chair, it's my honor to extend my heartfelt congratulations, as well as make a compelling appeal for support towards the Education Endowment Fund.
Hi, I'm Lakeland Gordon, WCTE's Membership Coordinator. You might be asking, what is an endowment? An endowment is a long-term source of stable funds for an organization. WCTE's Educational Endowment was started in 2018 to establish lifelong learning, cultural storytelling, and to enrich lives with educational initiatives. Your donation to the endowment is permanent. Only a small percentage of the earned interest is used each year to support the station's mission. Your gift will be used to create a reliable reserve of finances for WCTE's future.
I hope you enjoyed that segment of Jimmy. Is it Jimmy?
Jamie.
Jamie Daly. There you go, right there. Jamie Daly. It's from It's Your Business, which is a series that's we're actually going to be kicking off the 4th season in October, which is incredible.
Indeed.
And this young man right here is the host of the show, but he's also the brains behind the show. And it's your work at Tennessee Tech that really kind of was the brainchild behind why you thought this was important. And we talked a little bit about that before the break. But what's the name? I mean, was there a story behind the It's Your Business? I mean, it's very creative.
Well, thank you first and foremost. It really just kind of came together. Me and Becky McGurra, former CEO here, we were sitting around thinking that summer before we started, and we thought, well, what are we going to name it? And it just kind of came to us both about simultaneously. It's literally your business. We're going out, we're interviewing small business owners, talking about their business, right?
Yeah.
But also we make it your business as well through the resources that we provide. And it just really made a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's your business.
Yeah.
It's kind of like WCT. We're celebrating 45 years today of being on the air. And I feel like it's your business to know
That's right.
all the great stuff that WCT provides the community. Because it's your support and your viewership which helps make us contribute in local storytelling, through emergency alerting, but also to serve those rural areas, those underprivileged communities
Absolutely.
that wouldn't have the access if it weren't for their support and for your support. So thank you for that. We want to thank you for everybody that has contributed and been members all these years.
Absolutely. We literally couldn't do it without your support.
Nope, couldn't do it without you. But we're also hoping that you'll make maybe another small gift tonight because Marco's Pizza is going to be matching your gift tonight and essentially doubling your impact. So all the money raised tonight is going to go to support the Education Endowment Fund, which helps sustain WCTE for many years to come. So make a gift. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell your family, make a quick gift. And we can support it. We've had a number of people that have given gifts tonight, and I just wanted to read a few. Lillian Hartgrove, she wanted to make a gift in honor of Emily Goff Hartgrove. So a lot of people that have made gifts tonight are making dedications to people, and I think that is fantastic because we all have people that have touched our lives in some way, and I think public television is just that friend. It's somebody that has touched a life in so many ways.
Yeah, and it's always there.
And it's always there and dependable. And it's the most trusted television programming.
For at least 45 years here.
Yeah, for 45 years, or at least for 22. So, but we're WCTE Public Television. We've also heard from Tim and Sue Tewalt, and they wanted to honor Nina Lunn for her 10 years of service to the board. And, you know, it's volunteers, and you have volunteers, so you know what it's like. But it takes a village, folks, for us to really be able to pull the station together and do the work that we do.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So what else, Michael? I mean, you've had a lot going on. What does season 4 look like for It's Your Business?
Well, season 4 is yet again going to be packed with great stories. Again, we travel all across the Upper Cumberland, telling the stories of small business owners, the leaders, right here in Cookeville, all the way up to Clay County, down to Van Buren County, and everywhere in between. We've got some really amazing episodes coming up, and of course, we will have those small business interviews. But also, we always broadcast resources as well. So there's so many free resources here available in the Upper Cumberland to businesses. You should definitely check it out. You know, if you're thinking about being a business, or maybe you've got this idea to be an entrepreneur, you don't have to go at it alone. You can have support, and we really try to broadcast that on the show.
That's great. And you might be even inspired by watching one of these shows.
That's the hope. That's the hope. You can do it. You have support.
Entrepreneurship.
You can make it your business.
There you go, folks. You can make it your business tonight. So we are celebrating 45 years of service to the Upper Cumberland. We appreciate you. We value you. Thank you for everybody that has given gifts tonight. If you haven't given, it's not too late, folks. You can still tune in. You can go to the website, you can use that QR code and make a gift. Marco's Pizza is going to double that money. All the contributions made is going to be doubling the impact. And your support goes to support WCT's Education Endowment Fund and will keep us going for another 45 years.
Indeed.
So we have more coming up. We hope you'll stay with us. We are on for another 30 minutes. We're going to check out at 10, but for right now, we're going to be right back.
Thank you, Marco's Pizza, for contributing to WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. Marco's Pizza will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS.
It's with great pleasure that we acknowledge WCTE PBS's 45 years of broadcasting service to the Upper Cumberland. This momentous occasion not only calls for celebration, but also presents an opportunity to reflect upon the organization's commendable contributions, all that they have made to our community over the years. Moreover, as the current past board chair, it's my honor to extend my heartfelt congratulations, as well as make a compelling appeal for support towards the Education Endowment Fund.
Hi, I'm Lakeland Gordon, WCTE's Membership Coordinator. You might be asking, what is an endowment? An endowment is a long-term source of stable funds for an organization. WCTE's Educational Endowment was started in 2018 to establish lifelong learning, cultural storytelling, and to enrich lives with educational initiatives. Your donation to the endowment is permanent. Only a small percentage of the earned interest is used each year to support the station's mission. Your gift will be used to create a reliable reserve of finances for WCTE's future.
Well, Bryce, it was so great to see Michael Akins, Dr.
So
Michael
great.
Akins, to come in and take some time out of his busy schedule to just share really the behind the scenes of It's Your Business.
Another fantastic original show.
I know, it's great. And we're really looking forward to season 4. So thank you, Michael, for stopping in. And thank you to all of our guests that have stopped by today, just because they wanted to. They wanted to be a part of this message, this mission, this work that we're doing right here for WCTE. And it's just what we do.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they're family.
That's right.
Because you've made a family atmosphere here. So
yes,
that's what we all want to be here for. So
the family and the support. So you guys at home that are watching, I mean, you make a difference in this. You are watching, you're contributing, you're an advocate for WCTE, you're telling your friends and family, and that's what it's about. We are here to support and serve this community. And we can do that because you are watching and because you are a member and you have helped us with our partners. They're here. And I mean, like you said, it is a big old family.
It's a big family, yeah.
We're just grateful and thank you. And we are here celebrating 45 years of service to the Upper Cumberland. So what better way to do that than with family? So we are prepping you right now for another segment that's going to be coming up. The Derryberry, Dr. Walter Derryberry shared with us. Yes, he grew up as the son of the president Derryberry of Tennessee Tech University.
The first family, right? Isn't it the?
Yeah,
I love that.
He says he's the first boy.
He's the first. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hopefully he's watching maybe
I hope
tonight.
so.
I'm not sure, but Walter really shared kind of the behind the scenes of Tennessee Tech and what it meant to be the son of the president. And he wanted to go off to school, but his dad was like, nope, you're staying here and you're living at home. I mean, could you imagine what that was like? And
well, he said it wasn't very easy to win an argument with his father.
yeah, I don't think he won any argument.
No, I don't think so.
But it's stories like this that WCT pulls together that helps other people when they watch them to really understand other perspectives and other ideas. And that's what we're here for. That's what WCT brings. We are the storyteller of the Upper Cumberland. We want to be able to tell stories that connect you to the city, to the community, to the world.
And I've gone to Tech, like watching it was just so cool to look at all of those old photos and imagery that they had of what it looked like. And then, driving on campus now, it was just really, it was really something special to watch. And he has the greatest stories. And there's a great story about his mom and the writing of the alma mater, which is very cool. There's just great things in that whole story.
Yeah. What I love about Where Stories Live is that it's not always the story that you know.
Yeah.
We try to find that little nugget, that kind of piece that other people aren't familiar with. Like you've got the textbook version, but what's the rest of the story?
Right. What's the real story?
Don't you remember that
Yes,
series?
yes.
What's the rest of the story? So, that's what we're trying to do at WCT is just to provide you that deeper understanding about a story or our community that we serve. And it starts at an early age. I mean, you and I both grew up watching PBS Kids. Sesame Street holds, I love it. I still love it today.
I still love it.
When I think about what WCT did for me, I think of Mr. Rogers. I love Bob Ross to this day.
Oh, gosh.
And I love Julia Child. There's just that little warm spot that when I think of that content, how important it was to my childhood and growing up.
Well, and all those, all the new like mainstream shows or movies about these individuals, we saw them first live in person on PBS WCTE. You know what I mean? Like that's what's really cool. So don't miss out on being a part of that legacy and make a donation tonight to just help us sustain
Continue the work. Yes. So just as a reminder, Marco's Pizza is doubling the donations tonight. So when you make a gift, you're essentially doubling the impact to WCTE. And we do thank Marco's Pizza for that generous gift and helping us get to here. So I think now we're going to go to a quick break and we're going to watch the Derryberry segment and then we're going to be back.
You're in for a treat.
Boy, as they said, I wanted to go to my choice of college, and my father said that wasn't an option. He wanted to, because his dream was to present to me my college diploma. And I therefore must stay and graduate from Tennessee Tech before I went away to medical school. So since he was paying the bills, I did what he said. So then I wanted to go to Tech and live in the dorm. Well, he didn't like that either. He said, if you live in the dorm, you would occupy a space that some other student who's not connected like you are to Tech, you would rob him of the opportunity to come to Tech. And so you will live at home where you have a place already reserved at Tech. So I did it. You just couldn't out-argue my dad. If you did, you put your allowance in danger, and that was not a safe thing.
The word that has to come to mind with President Derryberry's tenure is legacy. It was just a long-term tenure, and it established the presidency and the role of the president at the university. He served in a period that was just profound for the American society. World War II happened. We were coming out of a depression. Then after the war, a tremendous building campaign, a tremendous growth period for the university. So he put those stamps on the university. If you build a building today at Tennessee Tech, every architect in this state knows it's got to meet PD's stamp of approval.
My father came to Tech. He had what he called a 5-year plan, and he wanted to metastasize all over this end of town. And he did. I mean, the first thing he built was the mechanical arts, I think, building called Lewis Hall these days. And then next came the infirmary, which is now the ROTC headquarters. And he was bitten by the construction bug.
It's basically, he created the campus that we see today. They brought kind of scholarship to Tennessee Tech. They brought the arts to Tennessee Tech. They were both heavily involved in music and art, and not to mention, you know, the growth of the campus, and then the change from the campus being kind of just a normal state college, normal school, to becoming an institution with graduate studies, which he brought to campus in 1958. Suddenly, we're no longer just an education institution, we're a research institution.
I was directing this play that my chemistry club folk put on, and so I had all the scripts, and I was in charge of getting it going. And so one time Daddy had gone on a trip somewhere, and he left his keys at home, which included the master key to every building on campus. So I needed to get word to the cast about a rehearsal change. So I found his keys in his bedroom, and off I went to the post office at Tennessee Tech. This is a confession I shouldn't tell. But anyway, and let myself into the post office and run around and put notices in the boxes of all my cast members. And Lord, if I'd been caught about that, I would have been in deep water. But did it dead of night, so didn't turn on any lights. Just sneaky little Walter.
The totem pole was part of a rivalry between MTSU and Tennessee Tech, who are historic rivals. They decided to create, you know, this is going to be the trophy that we get. And every time one team would win the football game, the totem pole would go to the one team, and they keep it until the next game where it goes to the other team. And your victory is not just winning the game, but also the fact that you have the totem pole.
After a few years, some of the more adventurous students decided they would try to steal it. So there was always students on guard 24 hours a day guarding Harvey, which was what they called the totem pole. And that also led into how we got the eagle, because the same ringleaders of the theft of Harvey, which never succeeded, they got the notion that they were going to get the eagle from Mount Eagle Hotel and mount it at Tennessee Tech. And I happened to be in the auditorium that day for public programs, and they opened when the Associate Student Body President made the presentation of the thing. It was on stage with the curtains closed, and then they opened the curtains and made the presentation of the eagle. And my father was sitting in the first bank of seats right off the stage in public view. And he was not a small man. And he jumped up from his seat and planted his hand on the stage from the floor of the basketball court and leapt up onto the stage and took possession of the eagle. Fortunately, we had a person in Cookeville who was a friend of the man who owned the Mount Eagle Hotel, and he convinced the man to give it to Tech. So that's how we got it. And that's student unrest, but wasn't that nice?
Marco's Pizza is committed to matching your gift today. We truly appreciate the extraordinary impact WCTE has on the community, and Marco's Pizza is delighted to extend its support through a matching gift initiative. For every donation made to the endowment fund, Marco's Pizza is committed to matching it, effectively doubling the impact of your generosity. We encourage all individuals and organizations to come forward and take advantage of this unique opportunity to make a lasting difference in the community.
I don't know about you, Bryce, but I thought Walter did a fantastic job in this segment.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
I mean, just being able to speak from the heart and telling those stories. I mean, where else are you going to get that kind of storytelling?
Nowhere but WCTE.
Yeah. So I know that not everybody's going to be the son of a president, university president, but it is nice to kind of get a glimpse behind the scenes and just to know that they're real people too. You know, he talked about wanting to go away to college and he wanted to live in the dorms. And he also talked about kind of sneaking around even when his dad didn't know it, putting some letters in mailboxes, having access. So I think we can all relate to some of those stories. And, you know, that's really what WCTE is all about, is we want to relate to our viewers. We want to connect to our viewers, and we want them to be informed, and we want them to know and understand. And so this next segment on the Darwin School, we're going to learn a whole lot. We're going to hear from Morris Irby and some of the experiences they had. So I hope you enjoy this segment.
Darwin High School was the only Black high school in the Upper Cumberland area. In the Cookeville area, the students in the grades, the 1st through 6th grade, would attend in Cookeville. So most of the students that came in to Darwin were the high school students from those areas: Salina, Livingston, Sparta, Allgood, Silver Point.
I was within 5 minutes of school, and I was telling my daughter about that, and she said, "Are you kidding me? You just had to walk down the hill to school," she said. I said, "That's right." And that's the best part of it.
We always got along, had good times at the Darwin. I mean, everybody got along, and that's just the way things were back in that day and time.
I would describe my experience at Darwin. It was filled with excitement. It was filled with fun. It was filled with hard work. because again, understand Darwin at the time was all I knew.
It provided me a place of entertainment, being able to play basketball, being able to just be around friends I know. We all grew up together. My dad went to Darwin, see. My mother went to Darwin. And see, they all came back and become teachers and stuff like that. It's been a place of prosperity for a lot of Black folks.
What it meant to me in attending Darwin and getting the education that I got, it was tremendous, because I tell people even today, we got a great foundation. We didn't have the best resources. We got a good foundation. And, you know, you might say, why do you say that? The teachers that we had, I mean, they knew what we were going to be confronted with. They knew what we were going to go into out in the world. And they did everything in the world they could to prepare us.
The teachers, and then like they taught me how to get along with the other kids who were around me that was in my neighborhood, and I loved it. The most rewarding thing at Darwin was to have friends, to make friends, and be happy.
It was a big difference when we went to Central, the different classrooms. You're housed in one place there, you know. It wasn't moving around as much.
The reception of the students and the teachers was so great. I mean, the students just took me by the hand and said, here we go for this class, and after that class, here we go for this class, and where we go. So there was never a point where I felt, if you will, lost and by myself, because I wasn't.
It really, at that age, you don't fear things. You don't fear things until it happens and you're faced with it, and you just have to adjust to it. But that's the difference in Cookeville. We didn't have a lot of trouble here that other places had to deal with. And a lot of it was because of you knew a lot of the students. You had activities in different sports with them. So the ones that wanted to cause problems, you just got away from them. You know, you didn't just pursue it and keep it going. You just, the friends you had, you relied on them. So it was a good transition. It was a good transition.
You know, the one thing that I will say is that, you know, I sit here today, I'm very grateful for situations that happened, the way things turned out. But I also will sit here and I will tell you that I get very angry to this day about situations and the way it was, because I still think about it didn't have to be that way. And I mean, and even here we are in 2023. I mean, there are still situations that happen, and I still say it didn't and it doesn't have to be that way.
Thank you, Marco's Pizza, for contributing to WCTE PBS's Educational Endowment Fund. Marco's Pizza will match your donation today, doubling your donation to WCTE PBS.
Today's the day. It's WCTE's birthday and annual day of support. Thanks to your generosity, we are celebrating educational programming and initiatives. Please join us by donating to the WCTE PBS Education Endowment and supporting educational outreach in the Upper Cumberland.
Hi, I'm Lakeland Gordon, WCTE's Membership Coordinator. You might be asking, what is an endowment? An endowment is a long-term source of stable funds for an organization. WCTE's Educational Endowment was started in 2018 to establish lifelong learning, cultural storytelling, and to enrich lives with educational initiatives. Your donation to the endowment is permanent. Only a small percentage of the earned interest is used each year to support the station's mission. Your gift will be used to create a reliable reserve of finances for WCTE's future.
Bryce, I don't know, but after watching the Darwin segment, it just reminds me how important WCTE is in telling these stories.
Oh my gosh, so important. More important than I think we even realize.
I know we sometimes take for granted that people will know or understand other people's perspectives, and that's not always the case. But with WCTE Public Television, we're able to bring you these kinds of stories right here in our community about these people and the communities that we serve. And I think it's critical so we all understand each other and can have a better relationship with each other.
Because it's easy to think, oh, that doesn't happen here, or that's a stranger. I don't, but these are people that you're going to see at the grocery store and you're going to rub shoulders with. So it's powerful.
And I think it shows compassion when you're able to understand somebody's circumstances or the way a past story, you're able to connect with them on a bigger and better level. Yes. And for WCTE for 45 years, we've been connecting with people in this way. We've been telling the stories of the Upper Cumberland. We've been bringing the stories to this stage, to this platform where people can hear and learn and understand and grow from it. I mean, our early learning programming, our PBS Kids programming, it is the building blocks for what they will then, when they go into the classroom, they're going to have those early learning tools and resources. So, Bryce, I mean, I so thank you for being here tonight and spending this time with us.
It's my pleasure. What an honor. This is my favorite place to be besides the Playhouse. So
and besides the Playhouse. And to always share your stories too. I mean, I love the stories about the Cumberland County Playhouse and how you're serving your community through culture and theater and arts. I mean, it's so valuable to have the arts in our communities, and you do that for us. So thank you.
Thank you.
So we are celebrating 45 years of WCT being in the Upper Cumberland. We are asking you to make a gift today to support the Education Endowment Fund. Your gift will help sustain WCT for many years to come. And we also want to thank our sponsors tonight. Marco's Pizza right now is our 9 o'clock sponsor. They have made a generous donation so that all your donations can be matched, which essentially is doubling the impact to WCTE.
That's amazing. And speaking of donations, I just heard word that there was a donation made in your name for all of your work that you have done at the station and how you continue its legacy. So we, from the bottom of our heart, appreciate you for that. And I think that's very sweet. So
yes, that is very sweet. Thank you. And I would like to recognize a couple of people that have written in and made gifts as we get ready to close out this hour. I want to thank Bob and Kat Rust. They've made a nice, generous donation. Dr. Benita Barger, another just jewel in our community. Kate Spurlock, thank you. Donna Simpson, thank you. Susan and Wayne Hogan, thank you for your support. And their gift is in memory or in honor of Nina Lunn, and thank you for her service and tenure on the board, but also in memory of Monica Bowman, who we do remember tonight too. She was a tremendous individual for WCT, an advocate, I mean, just a diehard, and we so dearly miss her. I know. Nancy Himmel, Barbara Reynolds, thank you. William Zeckman, Bill Zeckman, he gave a gift in memory of our dear friend, Dr. President Angela Volpe, who we lost, another great advocate. April Smith Patterson, a great board member in the Clay County area. Tim and Sue Tewalt, also members of WCTE.
I love it.
They wanted to honor Nina and her 10 years of service to WCTE, a true PBS family member. Kathy Hilton and Kathy Conger down in Smithville, they wanted to honor Nina. Dr. Barbara Reynolds and George in honor of Henry Bowman and in memory of Monica Bowman. So thank you, Dr. Barbara Reynolds and George Bernard for that. Dr. Kathy Bertram, Marilee Hall, Amy Hollers, Mark Hutchins, Lillian Hardgrove, Jennifer Lefevre, and Becky Magura says happy birthday to WCT. And what a great way to end the night.
What a great way. That's so perfect.
Yeah.
We couldn't have scripted that.
No, I don't think we could script it, but that's just what we're all about here. Bryce, you said it best when you said this is family. When you tune in, you're connected with us. We are serving you. We want to help you and your family be better by bringing you great programming and educational outreach for now and for another 45 years.
Yeah, for more than, let's go over 45 years.
You just have to promise that in 45 years, you and I will come back and we will do this.
You better believe it. I will be here with you.
We may need a little more powder.
We
but-
will.
but
sure.
we're going to have fun. Take a minute right now, make that donation, guys. We're getting ready to go back to your regularly scheduled program, but we have thoroughly enjoyed being here tonight. Make that gift, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you all.